You're about to listen to TADPOG, Tyler and Dave Play Old Games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to another...
No one heard that. It's fine.
Okay. Another episode of the TADPOG Podcast. Tyler and Dave and Ian play old games. So we have, for the first time on a game episode in years, I would expect, one half of TADPOG Sweethearts, Nicole Nance.
Who invited herself
back.
to this today?
I did. I just couldn't stay away. I don't know what to do with my Thursdays without you guys.
That's not
Right after
true.
she said, how much longer is this Scott Pilgrim game going to go on? No offense, but how long is it going to go on? You said 10 episodes 5 episodes ago.
He meant 10 more.
So I ended up saying like 20 probably.
He did mean 10 more.
So
Welcome.
yeah.
She didn't really invite herself on the show.
No.
It's just she feels like she did. And I've been telling her that I literally invited you.
Yeah, I believe last week we invited you like, hey, come on, we'll still be here doing this. And you said, I love talking about movies. Great, talk about a movie. Let's do it.
Okay.
Because there's not a lot of game to talk about.
There's a lot of game. It's just not good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's too much game if you ask me. I mean,
One scenario 8 times.
Something like
much.
that, yeah.
Well, before we get to all that, what have you guys been up to this week?
You know,
Stuff.
and shit.
Yeah.
Just watching some more fucking TV.
hopefully more
Yeah.
stuff than shit.
I get caught up on JoJo, right?
Yeah.
And they just dropped like 12 more episodes.
That's great.
It's great, but I thought I was ahead of the game. Nope. JoJo's back with more episodes. But I also did get caught up on some Marvel stuff that I've been meaning to watch. I watched Moon Knight. I'm watching Ms. Marvel. And I started She-Hulk, Attorney at Law.
Yeah.
Pretty good
How are
shows.
all these things?
Moon Knight was like surprisingly lacking in Moon Knight content.
Yeah.
I think I may have heard that from some people who had watched it. There just wasn't a whole lot of the actual Moon Knight in the show. It was a good show, but I felt like there was just maybe a budget and they weren't,
And
you know,
it got cut really short.
maybe, I don't know.
I feel like there was a lot of special effects, though.
There were a lot of special effects. You're
Just not
absolutely
Moon Knight
right, but just
effects?
not,
Right.
not a whole lot of
blood
Moon Knight
splatter.
stuff.
like whole landscape.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was beautifully shot, and it was wonderfully acted. Tell me the guy that plays Moon
Oscar
Knight.
Isaac.
Oscar Isaac from my familiarity with him comes from Star Wars.
Poe.
He was Poe Dameron in Star Wars.
He was in Dune.
Yeah, I haven't seen the new Dune reboot.
I haven't either. I want
yet.
to.
I've heard
I
it's
haven't.
great, but he was fantastic in that. I'm enjoying Ms. Marvel a lot more than I thought I would.
I heard it's great.
It's a great show.
Yeah, I heard
I've
it's great.
really been probably out of the 3, I'm enjoying it the most. Just because it feels, honestly, Ms. Marvel to me feels more like Spider-Man, like the Tom Holland Spider-Man, where you've got this teenager who comes into these powers and,
Yeah.
you know, she just happens to be Pakistani, you know, and is kind of struggling with family issues and things like that. But overall, I'm enjoying it a lot. So that's about it. That's really. Oh, and I rewatched Waterworld today in the background.
Did you watch it? How did you watch it?
On a giant television?
Well, on a streaming service or?
Well, I have cable still, and
It was showing on
as a
cable?
result of I've got movie channels.
Uh-huh.
So Stars is a movie channel,
Sure.
and I have that movie channel on my subscription, so I could stream from Stars.
I got you.
Oh, just
So
Stars
I-
on Demand? And
Yeah,
big-
yeah.
Okay.
So I was able to stream it because it's on this month on Stars, apparently. Or it's in
That's
their,
great.
it's in,
That
or
worked
it's
out
in
that
their
way.
library. But
They
I've
love us
seen,
over at Stars.
and we'll get to
Yeah.
it. I've seen Waterworld maybe 300.
Use the code
times.
TADPOG on your stars to check out.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe it'll do
It
something.
might work. You never know. Maybe they just
Let us know if it
accept all
does.
codes.
Unless you find it on one of those sites that gives out promo codes, because those fucking promo codes never work.
No, they don't. I'm always a day late and $1 short for those.
Yeah.
If they even work. to
And
begin
every
with.
time I hit re-roll on it, or it's like, oh, that one didn't work, try this one. I'm like, all right, I'll just, I guess, install more malware.
Yeah, go for it. It's not my computer; it belongs to work. But no, I've seen Waterworld a lot. I actually saw it in the theater back in the '90s when it was, fresh and new. So I just wanted to just rewatch it again because.
Sure.
Spoiler alert! I really love Waterworld. I love the movie a great deal.
I remember you saying
one of my faves.
I remember you saying that.
But other than that, nothing really big been going on with me this week. Just kind of not wanting to be at work, but having to be at work, and all that crap.
I made a big purchase,
What was
a real big purchase. I don't think I've told any of you guys about this yet.
No.
So
fresh news?
it is. It
Your
is fresh
motorcycle
news.
was the last big purchase I knew about.
I think that you guys will be really pleased.
Oh, he brought it.
I did.
Yay! God, I want one.
I brought it. This is an official green corduroy Salem trucker hat.
All right. There is so much right about this. And the first thing.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Look how
The
long
first
the bill
thing.
is.
I know. It's amazing. The
I
fir-
haven't worn a hat in a really long time.
I've
so
never.
it just
Well,
feels
that's what I was
like
going to
something's
say.
hovering right
I've
above
never
it.
seen you in a hat.
But so
Have you
that's
not? I used to
No.
wear hats all the time.
Oh, you had the magic hat. That
I did have the magic hat.
Oh, that was the best magic
50 Cent
hat.
gave it to me.
Or if I haven't seen you in a hat.
That's
in
like a
long
Terry
time.
Bogart hat. It's beautiful.
It is a Terry Bogart hat. I'm gonna wear
You've
it.
got to wear that hat in, like break it.
I know
in.
it's too new.
It's
When it
too
showed
new
up,
and-
I was like, "What the what?" Like,
That is
how long has this
amazing.
been like sealed away in like the under the Pentagon? Like,
You'll grow
amazing.
into it.
so
I've seen that hat. I've seen those before. I'm old enough to remember people wearing those on the reg.
me too.
So that's awesome. I
Yeah.
love it.
So yeah, I wish everyone could see it, but I mean, hey, it's an audio medium, and this is a visual hat.
Can I put it on TikTok? We have
So-
a video of it.
Nah,
Okay.
nah.
Or just of the hat.
sure. You can just
Okay.
How
show
about
the hat if you want.
I'll wear the hat because I've got to record a TikTok after we're done. I'll wear the hat if you want. So it gets
No, just the
screen
hat.
time. Just the hat.
Yeah, just
Okay.
a hat.
Okay.
There's like a photo. Can you
Make this
upload
hat
a
go
photograph
viral.
to TikTok?
Yeah.
Just a still image. Do that.
Do like a slideshow.
Do that.
You
I
can
like-
do a slideshow like of different
Yeah,
angles
No, it's
of
just
the
the
hat.
same image. Can we do that? Will you do that, please?
and just over Chrissy, wake up.
I like to go against the grain,
Not like the
especially
other
with
girls.
TikTok, which is like, I'm not like the other girls, which is TikTok is just all of a sudden like, yo, we know what you like to do on here. We're going to fucking ruin it for you because this is a social media platform now. So that's fun.
Yeah.
I like to watch thirst traps and comedy bits
Me
on
too.
TikTok, and that is pretty much it.
Thirst traps, comedy bits, and Family Guy outtakes. I love, or just
yeah?
clips of Family Guy.
There's
People
some-
just upload, and I watch them.
There's some language stuff on there too that I like to watch. But I
Yeah.
mean, it's like I got my first like friend invite from someone I work with, and I was like, I'm done with this app. This is not for me.
Yeah.
Don't want this. I want an app where it's just like, I get it. They got to make money, and they don't want to charge for it because like the moment you're like, yo, TikTok's $5 a month.
Bye.
Yeah, everyone's gonna be like, oh. Sorry, we like being the product. Bye.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Doesn't sit well with me. So, yes. Yeah. Long story short, if we can do a slideshow on the TADPOG TikTok with just the hat, I don't know how many images will let you do.
Okay.
It's like 4 or 5. I think
8? Can we do 8? I feel like 8's
We'll
the
try.
perfect number. That's the banana number. So, yeah, I bought this hat. And then Henry had sushi for the first time. Not related to the hat, buying the hat.
We'll go celebrate with this hat. Let's go get sushi.
Yeah, he's been wanting sushi for like a long time, like a real long time. And I don't like sushi. Nikki does. So I kept telling him, I was like, yeah, we'll get sushi. I was like, and I kept saying like, you might not like it because it's not like anything you've had before. I know you like fish, but it's different. So just like, I'm not trying to like I'm not trying to like temper how he feels about it, but I just don't want him to be too hype about the sushi and then be like, what is this?
Yeah.
Which definitely would have happened. I feel like I made the right call because we went to Jasmine and
It's Jasmine's.
sorry,
It's over by the
Jasmine's.
Walmarts.
By the Walmarts.
Yeah.
And all
I think there's a K in Walmart, right?
There is.
Walmarts. So we went there because it was like if we go there, Nikki's had the sushi there before and can like vouch for it. It's not like gas station sushi like the first sushi I had. It's it's fine, and if he doesn't like it, there's plenty of stuff on the menu where it's like, oh, sorry, we came to a sushi restaurant, so try a different one.
Yeah.
So, but he did like we ordered the sushi and like it was big. It was big sushi. Like it came out and like we went with my mom too. We brought her and we were all like, God damn, that's a lot of sushi.
Did you get the boat?
We got, I mean, it wasn't like a big quantity of sushi. It was just like the pieces of sushi were big. I mean, they were like big, like
relative to the size of an egg roll.
Relative to the size of like some steaks that I've had. I mean, like like a frozen meal steak. They were big. Like, I mean, they were big. They were big.
They would have filled up every section of a kid's cuisine.
Yeah, easily they would have. So I saw that and I was like, oh boy, I'm used to like seeing sushi that you can eat in one bite. This ain't one bite sushi. This is like, I don't know, a person in the world that could like cram one of those pieces of sushi in their mouth and not like immediately throw up, because I mean they're like a giraffe tongue size sushi.
Yeah.
They're huge.
Why?
They were huge. I fed one. I fed one at the safari park.
Safari park.
Yeah. And Henry was like, I was like, come feed the giraffe. He's like, I don't care. I don't care. I'm gonna fall off the slide. You feed the giraffe. So yeah, he didn't like any of the fish sushi, but they had like a shrimp sushi or like a prawn sushi. I don't know if a big shrimp, so I guess a prawn. And then the crab sushi, he liked that too. So I was like,
okay, the fried, like the spider crab fried sushi.
no, it was all. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't like a roll or anything. It was just
okay.
I mean, it all looked uncooked to me. I don't know how they do the crustaceans. I don't know if that's uncooked as well, but like the fish was definitely raw fish. So he didn't like any of the fish, and the plan was that Nikki would eat what he didn't eat because she likes sushi. And so like she tried it. She's like, I don't like this. And I was like, son, I don't know, man. You might have got bad sushi. No one got sick or anything. It wasn't bad sushi, but
Not tasty.
for Nikki to like turn her nose up at it, I was like, fuck, man, something ain't right. I don't know. So then we got like California rolls, and like I like those. I mean, I'll fuck with crabs. So it's like we all ate those, and he didn't like those either. So it's like, all right, fried rice, fried rice, and you're good to go. So, but he got to try it.
At least he tried it.
Yeah.
That's props
Trying
to him
it's
for
the
that.
biggest part of the
Yeah.
battle.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, he wanted to. I mean, we didn't, like, I was kind of. It's one of those where it's like, all right, it's $15, and you're probably not gonna like it, but hey, let's try it. It was the other way around, because if it were me as a kid, I'd be like, no, thank you.
That is pretty awesome.
Me as an adult, even.
Because the girls told me the same thing. I remember, like whenever Melissa and Jack were in the NICU, they're like, "Oh, we want to go to a sushi bar. We want to try sushi." It's like, you guys who eat only spaghetti, tacos, and cereal, you want to try sushi? All right, let's go. And I went in the same thing, and it was like, "Here's sushi. No, you want to try something else? Yeah. Here's that thing. Ooh, no. You try
Do you
something
guys have
else?
cereal
Yes."
here?
Spaghetti, perhaps.
They could do the egg. That was about it.
Yeah.
So, yep. I spent $70 and they ate a few eggs.
Yeah. Oh man, the bill at Jasmine was ridiculous.
Yep.
And it was just kind of, but it was like going into it knowing that it was going to be, so it wasn't a big deal. And it's like, we bought my mom dinner, like just, to be nice. And so we knew like going in that this was going to be Henry's sushi meal that he's probably not going to like. We're going to have to buy him a second meal. And also, 3 other people's meals. So yeah. And Jasmine's expensive.
It's expensive.
to
It
begin
is.
with. For what it is. I mean,
Now it's anytime I feel like I mean, sushi is one thing. But anytime I want, it's just like Thai at US. Why not go to Thai at US? Like
I know,
think back to
right?
Jasmine.
I don't like Thai.
Oh man, I
the
love it.
reason I don't like it is because they have like no spice and then low spice is their two like lowest options, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want no spice. I want some spice, but their low spice is too spicy for me. And I don't feel like the spice levels are consistent either.
I'll give you that
Yeah.
for sure. But when you peg it out, it doesn't matter, and I peg it out. So it's just like I get like I've had it sometimes where I'm like, motherfuckers, like come on, like I come to you for a reason, and it's like this tastes not spicy enough, and it's like I think they got a new person in the kitchen or something because like 2 meals later, it was all good. It's back to like super spicy.
I've had it once, and I was not terribly impressed. And I think it was for that same reason. It was like I was like you. I don't want no spice, but just give me a little. And I still felt like it was more than I would typically have. So.
But they're definitely not consistent. You're right. For the spice level, they're not. Because like Nikki will normally get mild, and sometimes she's complaining that it's a little bland. But most of the time she's complaining where it's like, Jesus, they
Yeah.
put too much.
Yep.
And
plus
I'm like, it's Thai food.
Plus, driving out there's a pain. I hate driving through Lone Oak to get to that place. You have to literally you're most of the way to Mayfield.
Almost
by
to
the time you
Mayfield.
get
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. I work like down the road. So
Yeah,
it's
you're
like
right there.
It's
That's
like a
true.
5-minute drive if we went it for dinner. At least there, and then I have to trek all the
Right,
way.
yeah, then you got to drive 45 minutes home.
Not exactly, but
I do this thing sometimes called exaggeration. I don't know if you've ever noticed that, but no,
I never
I
even
wasn't
heard of
being
the word.
serious.
but
Literally never heard the words.
the dinner show at Jasmine was fantastic, however, because there was a live breakup in process at the table next to us. And this was a good one. This involved child support. This involved fucking old dudes. This was a good one. Like this was like, and the whole time I'm like, Nikki and I are like listening, but like staring at Henry at the same time. Like, you absorbing any of this? No, good. Okay, good. And then we get home and talk about it and be like, man, she fucked a bunch of old dudes apparently. And yeah, he didn't pay child support. It was nice.
Well, she had to get the child support from fucking the old dude. So really,
was nice.
It's his fault.
I mean, if you think about it, and then
There's a website for it, like sugar daddies or something. There's a website to find local sugar daddies if that's what you're into. That's what
Christian
you want.
Mingle.
Christian Mingle.
I've heard of it. It's not that new. But I know he was listening because at one point one of them said something about waffles, and he said, waffles. Yeah, so it was pretty rad. But it was like a quiet argument. You know what I mean? They were like really trying to keep it under wraps, but like failing miserably for the tables next to them. Like it was overflow.
Right.
Yeah.
So like one person was blindsided by the breakup, or they like, let's go eat sushi and plan how we're gonna divvy this stuff
I think
up.
it just naturally, like what I think happened was some news came to light during the dinner, and then which probably involved fucking old dudes, and then that like kind of like got that going, and I'm just sitting there like, wait till you get home to talk about fucking the old dudes. Like, I don't know if that's Jasmine's conversation, but hey, that's just me.
They're eating the food and they're like, man, this is a lot better than Thai at US. I fucked a bunch of old dudes.
But it's not as good as fucking old dudes.
But it's definitely not as good as waffles.
Waffles. Yeah. So yeah, that was fun.
That was pretty good.
I mean, stuff like that happens. And it's like, welcome back to restaurants, because it's like I don't eat at a lot of restaurants, but like something felt really weird about ordering sushi takeout. I know people do it all the time, but it feels weird to me just because anything sushi feels weird to me. So if you add an extra layer of complexity to it, it's like, I don't know. Is sushi's gonna travel? Like how did it get to the restaurant, right? But it's like, I don't know. It's like a volatile kind of like,
Oh, just straight out of the Ohio. It's
right.
fine.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just on the verge of spoilage when they serve it.
Right.
Driving it home, it's fucking done.
Goes-
You're
right.
done. Don't
Yeah.
eat it.
Like, do I have to keep the car at a certain temperature? You know?
Do you have some ice I can borrow? You have a
Yeah.
Ziploc bag of ice by chance?
I wish I liked sushi because, like, that's like man, people love sushi.
Well, fried
And, like,
fish is okay.
A little fried fish is okay. It's actually not. I hate it. Although, like, anytime I've had fish that I've have no idea what kind it was, because I went on like a work trip to New York one time, and one of my coworkers was like, "You want to try some of this fish?" I was like, "I don't like fish." She's like, "This is really good." I was like, "All right, I'll try." And it was like really flaky, and I tried it. And I was like, "Hey, that's actually not bad. What is it?" And then she said, "It's," and it's erased from my mind. I have no idea what kind it was. Perch? I don't know. But
Okay.
I don't know. That's just a guess. But my point is, it was also like expensive fucking fish. You know what I mean? It was like one of those restaurants where it's like, how much did that fish cost? God damn, $50 for fish? It was like one of those. And it's like, I don't pay $50 for something I hardly like. Yeah. Anyway.
How about you, Nicole?
I don't think I've done a whole lot. I think we talked once before about video games that we had a lot of hours in, and I was divulged that I had played 200 hours of Stardew Valley. And
Nice. It's your Terraria.
I this week came to the realization that that was not true.
What?
I told Josh, I was like, this is what this says. I was like, this cannot be right. I've in fact played like 400 hours.
Nice. Yes. I was hoping it was going to go up and not down.
Me too.
I was like, oh no.
No. That's great.
Well, anyway, so
As long
then,
as you've enjoyed it, it's not time wasted.
so then I was like, so Josh, what are the games that you've played the most hours of?
Oh God, he's got over 1,000
Terraria
in
is like
Terraria.
probably 2,000.
Okay, so he did want an asterisk on Factorio, which is his number one hours played.
Okay.
In that this game,
Factorio? I don't even know what that is.
I don't either.
it's like Terraria.
Okay.
Checks out. Seems like something Josh would be into.
And he wants an asterisk that the way the game works, there's a lot of like setting things up and letting them run. So he was not like actively sitting
Sure.
at the PC for this number of hours.
A little bit of an idle game
Yes.
thing going.
And it is, it's about 3 times.
3
as much-
years.
It's about 3 times as many hours as he has on the second most played game, which is Terraria.
Which is Terraria.
So on Factorio, he has, any guesses?
6,000 hours.
I'll go with 4,500.
3,000.
Closest without going over.
Ian.
Nice.
4,310 hours.
Wow.
And because I was sitting there and I was like, I cannot believe I have played 400 hours of Stardew Valley. And I was like, is that a lot? And he was like, no. It's not.
I've played
Those are
10
rookie
times
numbers.
that.
Oh, child.
That's adorable.
Let me educate you.
I think the thing that like made me be like, holy shit, is because I had started a new save file.
You forgot to pay your mortgage.
Oh, God, I haven't been to work in a week.
You looked in the mirror and you had white hair.
Well, I had just started a new save like 2.5 weeks prior and realized that I had played like 60 hours in like 2 weeks. And I was like, that's not right. And so then I started adding up all my other save files and I was like, oh shit. So that's what's been up with
So what
me.
you're saying is I should try this Stardew Valley thing.
I really like it.
I've never played it.
I've
Josh
tried
and I
it a
have-
few times, and I can never get into it.
Josh and I
I'm
have
the-
bought
I'm
it
the
4
same.
times because we both bought it for our phones. We have it on Steam and then we bought it
Switch.
for the Switch.
People love it. It's great.
It's got
It's really
not
good.
not for me.
It's
but
got an
but it's a
active
great game.
subreddit too. I hit posts for that subreddit on the front page all the time. I'm glad it's so, and I love the game. I love what it is. I just, for some reason, I get about a third of the way into it maybe, and I just stop being interested.
I don't
know.
even get that far because it's. I don't know what it was about it. I also didn't like Harvest Moon, and it's very much like and like the game's really cool, and like the development story behind the game is also very, very cool, and it's like it's got this real like indie vibe, like hardcore indie vibe, which like I really like. But man, it doesn't click with me.
The guy who made Stardew Valley is currently working on a new game.
Yeah.
Very anticipated.
Oh,
new
boy.
game.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited about that.
Have you played Undertale? Mm-mm. I think you might like Undertale. I started playing it recently, and when I was playing it, I was thinking about like how we were talking to you about Doki Doki Literature Club, and you played that. It's not in the same vein, but there are like definitely like vibes there where it's like it's a game that definitely talks about games, and it's kind of one of those, but it does it in a real like neat way, where it's not really overt about it. It doesn't it's a clever game. I'll just put it that way. It's a clever game.
I'll check it out.
Because didn't you love the Stanley Parable?
I did love the Stanley Parable a lot.
Write that down with the shout outs. Were you on that episode when we talked about that?
I think I was.
Was that the last game episode you were on?
No, I don't think so, but it has been a while.
I beat Shining Force 2 on stream.
Nice.
The other day. Yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. 12 episodes for that. Most of those being 2-hour episodes. I think one was like 4 hours. Same for Final Fantasy 6 Pixel Remaster. So those two under my belt, trying to figure out what to do next. Lots of people throwing out different things, so I don't know. But that was fun. Stardew Valley. I could. That's not a bad idea.
A lot of people stream it. A lot of people love that game. Like
It's wildly popular.
yeah, it's extremely popular.
Yeah, I think that people like to watch it too because even Josh, like, I'll be playing like on the Switch on the handheld, and he'll like make me put it up on the TV so he can watch me.
Watch it. So there you go.
Okay. We Stardew Valley. There's no end to it, though, right?
There is no
Really?
end, right?
Wait, don't you build a statue or something? I think that's what people have like referenced as like, this is what I consider the end of Stardew Valley, because there is no end.
There is no end, right? I mean, I guess yes, there are things that you could like milestone and be like, this is as far as I'm going.
Yeah.
Or you could like 100% it or whatever.
And I might be off. It might not be a statue or something. I just vaguely remember like hearing on a podcast people talking about it, and they were like, this is my ending
is it
point.
the clock?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. Statue clock. Same thing. English is my first language. So
I mean, I can see where it looks like a statue.
yeah, maybe that's it.
I mean, a clock is a statue. It just also tells time.
Tells time.
So
yeah.
there you
It's a statue who you ask the time. Excuse me, statue, what time is it?
There's a lot of fishing in Stardew Valley.
There
I don't know
is.
why. God, I hate fishing in real life so much, but I like video game fishing.
And
There's
the
dungeon crawling.
Yes, there's dungeon crawling.
I watched
as well.
a few speed runs to a like certain level of a dungeon on Games Done Quick a few times.
So you
That looked
kinda get it.
interesting. Yeah. So okay, all right. It's on the list. Other than that, that's all I've done this week.
Oh, add one more thing to my watch list.
What you been watching?
Only Murders in the Building season 2.
Oh, man, I got to
need
get on that.
Finished that one.
We also watched it.
I'm glad to hear it's good.
Me too.
Top flight entertainment. That show, I love it.
I watched a movie
Yeah.
other than
Waterworld.
I watched it. I watched Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
Oh,
I don't know that one.
remind me. I know the movie that you mentioned.
Yes, somebody posted it in the Facebook group.
Me and Horror Priestess Tanya got it before they posted it
Oh,
on the
yeah.
Discord, but I forgot to say. I meant to say something to you, and then I like went to bed or something. But anyway, go ahead. You watched Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
Yes, and it was really good.
What is it? I don't know.
It's
about
a horror comedy.
it. Okay.
It has Pete Davidson in it.
Oh, okay.
But
Nice.
spoilers. He's the first one to die, so
Oh.
you don't have to worry about him too much.
Okay.
Because I'm not a big fan of
No.
his. No.
I was about to say either you're not going to like him or you're strangely going to like him and not going to want to admit it.
So that seems like the same. That seems like the brilliant move, where it's like you can get both people. You can get people who don't like, because I mean he's polarized.
Yeah.
Like he's
Yeah.
polarizing. So it's like, yeah, you get the people who hate him. He's like, yeah, he died first, and then the people who like wanted to see him was like, I saw him.
Yeah, we saw it. Yeah.
It was really good. It was a nice tight 90 minutes, which since I've had children, I appreciate a lot more.
Girl,
Short
same.
movies.
The movie that you were referencing, this was brought up in the Discord as well. It's 187. This is where a teacher, the movie you mentioned, clue you gave us was a teacher is harassed by some students and they kill his dog and hang it from a fence. I did provide this information to the horror priestess, my wife Tanya, and she found that like on Monday. And then I completely forgot to tell anybody. And then she saw that it popped up in the TADPOG group, and she's like, "You're going to tell them that I came up with that first, though, right?" Because
And you're like, yeah, but they're not gonna believe
they're
me.
never going to believe. I said, I don't think they're going to believe me, but maybe they will, and it really doesn't matter. But she did. She figured that one out.
I do that to Nikki all the time, where she'll say like, "That's what I thought it was." I was like, "Didn't say it. Doesn't count."
I think also, speaking of, Beloved Adam had called in about and mentioned a horror movie where there was
People getting their
in
hands
a
cut off and
pit
shit.
or something. Yeah, people getting their hands cut off.
Turns out that was Kid Icarus.
We think it's a movie called The Pit.
The Pit.
From
Starring Brad
1980,
Pitt.
from 1981. We're not sure if this is it. We haven't watched it.
Okay.
That's a Fallout
But
expansion.
the preview's out there, and it's pretty bizarre. The synopsis is as follows: 12-year-old Jamie Benjamin is a misunderstood lad. His classmates pick on him. His neighbors think he's weird, and his parents just fucking ignore him, guys.
Damn.
But now,
Shit's
Jamie,
hard for a lad in the 80s.
it really is. Jamie now, though, has a secret weapon. Deep in the woods, he's discovered a deep pit full of man-eating creatures he calls trogs.
Oh.
And it isn't long before he gets
Like
an
from the video
idea
game.
for getting revenge and feeding the trogs in the process. In other words, he starts throwing people in the pit.
Okay.
And they get eaten. And
Was this a Number Munchers
one
spinoff?
Maybe.
You remember Number Munchers?
No, I don't know
With
that.
the frog that ate numbers. They had to avoid the trogs.
Nope.
Yeah. Fine,
Number Munchers.
fine edutainment. Yeah, Number Munchers. It was. I mean, it really was.
I don't know if
liked
this
it.
is the movie that he was referring to, but it's the closest we could come. And apparently, throughout the course of the movie, there is a psychotic teddy bear that tells him what to do.
Oh,
So there's that.
okay. That sounds
Anyway,
cool.
The Pit, Adam, Beloved Adam.
Is that it?
Look into it. Tell me if that's it.
Call us back.
The horror priestess wants to know if she was right.
270-883-2555.
Okay.
We'll get your call in a year.
Well, you guys want to take a little bit of a break, then we'll get into the game and movie talk.
Sure.
I think the game and movie talk's going to be robust
It's-
today,
Probably, yeah.
as usual.
Yeah.
No more so than
Full flavored.
full flavored, like delicious Salem
cigarettes. Yeah. I get a
they
nickel
still make
anytime someone says Salem on this. Use checkout code TADPOG at Salem.com.
Do they still sell Salem cigarettes? Is that a thing? I have to check.
No idea.
I'm the only one here that smokes. I'll have to. Next time I'm around, I'll see.
I'll go back to it.
Let me get back
And
in
you're still-
Salem's.
You're a
What?
light smoker now. You're a light smoker now.
I'm a smoker-ish.
Yeah.
Nowhere near as
You're
heavy
getting
as I
there.
used to be. I'm getting there. Not as fast as I had hoped. But
I'm
it's
just proud you're getting
something.
there.
It's something.
That's movement. That's like Nikki was talking, because I was like, man, God, I try to drink 4 liters of water a day. That's like the minimum.
Do we have a liter of water?
A liter of cola? It's for a
Does that look
cop.
like-
It's for a dude in a Salem hat.
Does it look like spit to you? Yeah, fuck it.
And she was like, because I was bitching about it, because I was like, man, I want to drink more. Like the minimum is 4. Like that's my minimum, but I want to drink more than that. She's like, you're drinking water. It's cool. You weren't drinking water. Now you're drinking water.
That's all that matters. This guy right here is I go through 3 of these a day. This is a 22-ounce Takea Sport.
Hey,
Use that
that's
checkout code TADPOG.
That's a handsome looking flask you got there.
I
They call them
swear.
flasks?
I think there's a brand called Hydro Flask.
right?
I just call it a water bottle.
Water bottle.
But
Yeah, that does make the most
I love
sense.
Takea. They're my brand.
Yeah?
And
Sell
good
me on it,
stuff.
because I like this one's. I mean, this one that I have is a I don't know,
I'll tell you. Do you put
not Takea.
do you put ice in your water?
I don't.
See, I do. I like to have ice in here. And one of the things I love about my Takea Sport
Takea
22-ounce water bottle is Ice Guard.
Oh,
So there's a little screen on
Yeah.
there that like keeps chunks of ice, big chunks.
so it doesn't block your water
So
flow.
it doesn't block the water flow, but
great.
little chunks still get through, which
Oh.
is the good stuff.
The little flakes. Ice
This
flakes.
water will stay cold.
Yeah.
No joke. The ice will melt eventually, but sealed up, even with
Like the ice
drinking on
caps.
it, this will stay very cold for like 30 solid hours.
Can I touch it?
The water or the bottle?
The bottle.
Yeah, baby.
I want to feel the finish on that. Yeah, I like that. That's nice.
It's got a nice matte finish.
Yeah, I like
Comes
that.
in various colors.
It's good.
Nice big lid, gaskets to keep all the coldness in. And
It is.
the water
It
in.
is handsome. That is a handsome water bottle.
And a carrying handle.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. I also use one for my coffee in case you hadn't.
Oh,
I
you have
one
two-
like this for my coffee.
Do you?
Two water bottles.
This is a coffee bottle by the same company. This is for hot drinks. Well, it's for both, but it's the only one they make that's kind of designed to have hot drinks in it. So I use this every day as well.
It looks like you wrapped a bottle of Kahlua.
It does.
because
It's shaped more like an
Kahlua
actual
bottle.
bottle as
Yeah.
opposed to
Secret
the
color.
opposed to that. But it's got this nice little flip top and keeps my coffee nice and hot. because
Nice.
While I may be doing my level best to work on giving up cigarettes, coffee's a no deal, no dice. I'm not giving
Coffee's
up my
good.
coffee.
Black
No,
coffee's good.
it's terrible. But
They go back and forth on that, right? Oh, whether coffee's good or bad.
Yeah.
yeah, that's never changing. Even if the doctor says stop drinking coffee or you'll die.
Yeah.
I mean, he says that about cigarettes too, but I'm not going to stop drinking coffee.
I don't drink coffee anymore unless I'm like at like a work function where it's like coffee. As long as I have some kind of caffeine in the morning.
I have a problem without it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to have my coffee. I'm literally, nice thing about this is like, I'll pour this, and this is about maybe a cup and a half
Yeah.
of coffee.
Oh,
But
that's not a lot of coffee.
It's not.
Yeah.
So I can sip
That's a
on this
reasonable
all
amount of
day
coffee.
because it keeps it warm, and I'm not constantly topping it up, so that's something. But
We would go through like at work, me and one other person would go through 2 pots of coffee. And then sometimes do a third one in the afternoon. And I mean, I guess it was fine. You know what I mean? Like never went to the hospital or anything. Never had like racing heart palpitations or anything. But like,
I don't. I believe the amount of caffeine in coffee is negligible. I don't think it's as bad as they let on. I'm no doctor or scientist, but fuck, I'm used to it.
not either.
I will drink this until I leave here, which will be pushing 10:30 tonight. And
Yeah.
I'll go home and sleep just fine. So either I'm immune to caffeine or it's really not as much as they say.
probably
Probably a little of both.
probably are like if you drink a lot of caffeine, then yeah, you're probably just maintaining.
Yeah, probably a level.
Because I know that's what I was doing for sure. Like I wouldn't feel it anymore.
Well, and I feel like, if I don't get it in the afternoons, I don't know if it's legit my body there's no caffeine or if it's psychosomatic, like if I'm fooling myself into thinking I'm tired because
Sure.
I haven't had coffee, but
Maybe both.
maybe a little of both. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I've been
Okay.
trying to cut caffeine as much as I can. I've been failing, but like I try to just drink. I drink a 0 sugar energy drink. I know they're awful, but I like them in the morning. And then it's like, then it's
You're good
it's
at that
water.
point.
And it's, yeah.
Well, it's good. I'm glad you're drinking the water, though. That's good.
Yeah.
It's real good.
All right. Break time.
I better say Gatorade Zero, unsweet tea, and black coffee. Those are my things
Unsweet
now.
tea
Unsweet
is
tea
good.
and lemon, my man.
Boom. Okay, take a break before
Yeah.
we talk about the meat of the episode. And we're back. So, okay. Waterworld. What are we going to talk about first? Or interlace the two between movie and game.
Yeah, I think that we just follow the format and we'll get to the movie. And
Well, I guess,
stuff.
well, I don't know. It will be hard to talk about the game without talking about the movie first, right? Because it's
Yeah,
reference. We can do a little bit of the movie to kind of lead into the game.
sure.
What do you guys think about the movie?
Well, as I've
We
mentioned,
really have a movie format.
Yeah, I mean, as I've mentioned many times, I love it. I was a big fan. I've always been a big fan. For those of you that don't know what Waterworld is about,
What is it? Are you talking about the early 80s Atari game? Okay.
That and a Kevin Costner movie.
Oh, that one. That one, yeah.
The standard cautionary tale. The global warming caused the polar ice caps to melt and flooded the entire Earth.
I will say, my favorite thing about the movie is the Universal logo gimmick.
I love
it
yes.
seamlessly goes from it opening up as like the Universal logo, and then the Universal, like the type for Universal disappears, and then you see the globe just like fill with water.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's neat.
Universal
That's
has the coolest
They do.
gags with their opening.
They do.
Logo.
They had a good one for
animation.
Scott Pilgrim, I think.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They really did. Anyway, Kevin Costner plays the role of the Mariner. And he is this sort of mutant fella.
Yeah.
Muto freak.
A muto freak.
Muto freak.
That's right.
The ichthy man, as they called him.
What Ichthy-sapien?
Ichthy-sapien, yes. He is a loner. He's on his special boat that he has constructed.
Those are real. Did you know that?
What?
Those boats are real. I can't remember what they're called.
Oh,
Like,
the catamarans with
That's
the
a
3 hulls.
Tri-
I think
hull.
it's a trimaran.
Trimaran, okay.
I didn't know they were real until I was doing research, and I was like, "Those are real boats." I mean, obviously it was modified for the movie, but
Waterworld inspired them to actually make it a real boat.
That's right. It's the Waterworld boat. That's how they sell it.
TM. That's why it's still so popular
That's
today.
right.
Yeah.
It won't burn down like the one in the movie did.
Pour enough gas on it.
It won't.
It won't. No. He's a loner. He lives on his boat. The world is covered in water, and he retrieves things from. He can breathe underwater because he's a muto freak, and he has gills behind his ears.
Yes.
So he can stay underwater super long periods of time.
Actual functional. The movie leads you to believe they've seen it before, but they're not functional gills.
Right.
His actually function.
Earth, like dirt, is good is currency. If you have dirt, you can trade it for valuables, goods, and services.
And they do have like potted plants and stuff.
Potted
so-
plants that have been grown, and
They need dirt.
everything is a commodity. Paper, is rare. One guy tried to trade paper for sexy time with the woman that becomes sort of the love interest for Kevin Costner.
I was hoping it was creek porn. I thought when he was flipping through one page is going to be a creek porn, but no.
I thought you said Greek porn at
Greek
first.
porn.
I thought he said creep.
The Iliad with titties.
Titty ad.
It was Nat Geo, so it could have gone either way.
That's true.
Yeah.
But
You
anyway,
work with what you got.
there's bad people in the movie, guys, and they're called the Smokers.
Yeah.
And they reside on a giant tanker, an oil
Exxon
Valdez, which you find out later.
AKA
spoiler alert: is the Valdez, the
AKA
Exxon Valdez.
the D's.
The D's frequently throughout.
DEEZ,
Yes.
as in D's
As in
nuts.
D's nuts. Frequently throughout the movie, the main bad guy played by Dennis Hopper.
Bowser.
is known as
Yep.
Deacon. Yes, Bowser.
President Koopa.
Also the bad guy from Speed.
Pop quiz, hotshot.
What do you do? So he's known as Deacon, or the Deacon.
Sure.
And he frequently refers, we got to get back to the D's. And if you don't know, you find out at the end that is the Exxon Valdez. They have been using the oil left inside the Valdez and powering their jet skis.
Right.
And
Yeah, they're dilapidated jet ski. The Nicole's face.
No, I
she
just-
has jet ski opinions.
No, I have so many opinions. And first of all, this movie is supposed to be set hundreds of years in the future.
correct.
There is no way that the oil has lasted that long in that
Right,
tanker.
because at one point
But
they've
that
got
he
this.
has gills after 200 years.
No, I like suspension of disbelief.
how evolution
I
works.
have opinions about that as well. I have
that's-
many opinions.
You know, Christopher Columbus, he didn't have thumbs. We got those like just now.
Right after
300 years, gills are definitely
my great grandma didn't have them.
That's why they didn't have guns. They couldn't operate them.
for
They weren't a
real.
real problem until we grew our thumbs.
For real, there's a certain amount, obviously, of
Cats are
suspension.
getting them now.
the cat guns.
the thumb, the polydactyl cats. You've seen cat guns.
Yeah. We got to get these cat guns under
Laser
control.
cats. Listen up.
It's a problem. The longer you ignore it, the worse it's going to be.
It's true.
There is a certain amount of suspension of disbelief to be had in this movie, but
For sure.
the thing that's actually very hard to believe, as Nicole pointed out, is the Valdez still has a lot of oil in it, but they've got this guy that floats around inside the oil.
Right.
They keep him.
I do
on a
like
little
this
raft.
guy a lot.
He looks like
I don't know his name, but he looks like he would be
Good
named
design.
Sid in a Final Fantasy.
Steampunk Gandalf. Steampunk Gandalf is probably the best
If you
way
never
to
fed
describe
him.
him. If you never fed him,
It's like Gollum's body, Gandalf's face.
Yeah.
Talk to the oilmancer. All right.
But he warns Deacon that, hey, we've only got in the bottom of this tanker, he's got this stick and he measures the level of oil and he
Sure.
says we've only got 4 feet left for however they measure it.
Standard measurement of oil.
And he's like, well, so he goes to the guy and the guy's like, well, how long is that going to last? He's like, well, that's maybe 2 or 3 more, full top offs or whatever. And I'm
I
like,
think he says 2 lunars, which I
Like two couple of
lunar
months.
cycles. Yeah.
which doesn't add up at all. If they've been on that one boat this whole time,
Yeah.
that oil should not have lasted as long as it has, unless they've just started becoming more and more reckless. And at one point, Dennis Hopper actually says, well, then cancel the monster truck rally and all this
The
stuff.
tractor pull.
The
Yeah.
tractor pull. Of course, on this boat, they've got all this cigarettes, all this meat.
Yeah, how they
This
make
is
the
sweet.
cigarettes is because Melissa was like, how the fuck do they have like brand new cigarettes?
it's a
Paper's rare, right? Why they have fucking cigarettes?
It's a cargo ship. So they probably
They
have
could
like a
just had a
semi
ton of-
truck or two
Hundreds of years.
full of, but hundreds of years. They had hundreds of years worth of cigarettes, especially when you consider that Deacon is literally
Salems?
smoking in every scene that he's in, multiple cigarettes in every scene. I don't know where they came from. The Salem cigarette fairy.
Because he uses a match to
Yep.
a cigarette.
So yeah, there's a lot of stuff, but there's also a lot of really fascinating stuff. We talked about this briefly that, of course, this movie at the time, and it probably still ranks up there with the most expensive movie ever made at the time.
175 million. The
Titanic beat it.
In
The
the
original
early
budget
90s.
was 100 million.
Right, and at one point there's these
Cigarettes are fucking
Yeah, the
expensive.
price of cigarettes going to the fucking roof.
there's these big islands where people have sort of built up their little communities that float off in random places called atolls. And according to something I read on IMDb,
Ancient legend.
the big atoll that they use in the movie, they used every available piece of steel in the state of Hawaii to build this thing and the other creations that they had. And so much so that they had to actually pay to import more steel from California to finish building the sets and the vehicles and stuff that they used.
And they
in
had to
this
use
movie.
local contractors. And the local contractors are like, oh man, the price of building shit just went up by 500%. Sorry, I don't know what you're gonna do because you're filming this movie here, but like if you want this atoll built, it's gonna be 5 times what you thought it was gonna be. Yeah.
So I
I got a lot of meth to buy. It's Hawaii.
Got pineapples, These pineapples ain't moving
Hey,
anymore.
Sassafras, you want me to build your atoll? Give me 30 pineapples.
I will say I will give props to the prop people in this movie. The people in charge of the design and the props and the sets. It was really fantastic stuff. I mean, the gears and the little machines that the mariner has on his boat to do things. It was just all very satisfying to watch. Like
I did love his boat.
when he
Yeah.
would kick this lever and the giant sail would
Sure.
automatically come up or whatever. That kind of stuff was just like super great for me. I
Yeah,
love
I
that,
get
and
that.
I love like the atoll. I don't know if it's atoll.
Which I think is funny because it was probably more expensive to build this island of trash metal than it would have taken in this universe.
yes.
That's just delightful to me.
It
It's
is,
just like,
it is.
we built this because we had to. It was what was free. And like in the real world, it's like, Man, this is fucking shitload of money.
Just flip it on that junk barge in New York that just floats down the middle of the
I just think that the level of like mechanical engineering that comes from even just designing this stuff to make it look believable.
Sure.
It's all mechanical. It's all gears and pulleys and levers and things that I feel like would be kind of the way it is, you know.
Yeah.
I think it was a little more engineered than it would really be, but they've had 300 years to get it right, I guess. So whatever, but that to me, it's just like the setting and the aesthetic of everything for this movie just takes me to a happy place. When
I could see
watch
that.
it. I really like that part of it. And I like the fact that like the Mariner, his whole deal is he's got the inside track to the goods, right? He gets stuff that no one's ever seen before, and he'll go and trade stuff like rear view mirrors from cars and things of that nature that people are like, "Whoa, what the fuck, man?"
Dingle hoppers.
Well, this because dingle hoppers, because he can swim down to the bottom of the ocean because he can breathe underwater.
Right.
And under the water is all the cities, and you see the buildings and the highways and the cars and everything. And he just goes down there and just collects random shit, comes back up with it and trades it and makes bank on it because he can get dirt from the ocean floor, bring it up, dry it out. And so they're like, well, where did this come from? And and he always makes up some bullshit story about where it came from. But at the end of the day, their whole sort of myth, their whole mythos in this culture that has developed in Waterworld is the myth of dry land.
Right.
And it is rumored, although no one has found it, that there is a place above the water. There's actual dry land above the water where there are horses and there's everything else. And there's this little girl named Enola.
Alone backwards.
Alone backwards,
A little
that's
on
right.
the nose.
Yeah.
A little bit. Who has a tattoo on her back.
I didn't get it until you said it.
Really?
I was like, okay.
Well, the tattoo is rumored to be a guide or a map, if you will, to dry land. And so once that sort of gets to the smokers' wheelhouse, to their rumor mill,
The D's.
the D's, once it makes it to the D's, they come after her. And because that's their goal. It's what everyone wants. But their goal is essentially, we're running out of oil. We're not going to have anywhere to go. We need to get to dry land. And so they try to kidnap the little girl. Mariner, who would normally not give a fuck, gets caught up in the mess and is sort of ultimately tasked with protecting and ultimately saving her from the smokers.
Yes.
So, great movie, in my opinion. I think it was a victim of its time. I think it was a victim of its budget and its over budget. I think it got a lot of bad press. I know that Kevin Costner and the director really got into it.
Yeah.
The director left.
Yeah, he left. And his parting...
It said direct your own damn
he-
movie, essentially.
He did.
Then you
Well,
can
he had
direct your
already
favorite
had...
actor.
The director had already had beef with Costner
Sure.
over I think it was Field of Dreams. He directed...
King of Thieves.
Oh, Robin Hood. That's right. It was Robin Hood.
Yeah.
They didn't get along at all because Kevin Costner wants it to be just the way he wants it to be,
Right.
right? And they ended up locking him and the director, Kevin Costner and the director, in a room to hash things out so they could get this guy to direct the movie. And then like a third of the way through filming, the director just couldn't handle dealing with Costner and he left. And his parting words were, I left so that Kevin Costner could work with his favorite actor and director, which is himself. And Kevin took over, and Joss Whedon at some point came in
To like do rewrites.
to help
Punched
do
up.
rewrites, and he couldn't
Which he
get...
downplays like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
I've
well-
read some quotes where it's like nothing I wrote was in the movie, and everything I heard was like,
Yeah. Well, he
So
said that
Costner sunk his own
he kind of did.
try ship.
He kind of did.
He was really invested in it. I read that
was.
he like put like $22 million into it, and like I don't know if that's I didn't source that or anything. That's just something I read on the internet. But it did come across that he was passionate about that, and I do believe that. But the differences that they were having was between him and the director were script differences, where it's like they didn't have a finished. There were so many rewrites on the script that
it
it's
was
like
Mario Brothers.
they-
Dennis Hoffman got to be part of 2 Mario Brothers situations.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because they were filming a movie without a finished script, and that's why like Joss Whedon, and then like somebody I can't remember who else it was, but came in, and
But he couldn't work with Costner either, and he said at some point there was just a few lines and a pun or two here and there that ultimately I wrote and was cringy for me to watch later because I didn't really contribute much.
What's wild to me is that the director of the movie wanted here's the difference that he and Kevin Costner had. The director wanted to make an action movie, and Kevin Costner wanted to make a character-driven movie. And the reason that seems ridiculous to me is because Kevin Costner does nothing with this character. Nothing. And it's just like, it's so just like...
He's flat.
He's flat.
He's very flat.
And it's just like, dude, if this is the hill you're going to like die, you're going to lose a friend over this movie.
Exactly.
Fucking act, dude. Like,
'Cause we know
make me
you
feel
can.
something.
Yeah.
Because you make no one in this movie, no one.
Bring on James Earl Jones. Come on.
I think he recorded the trailer. I think he did the voiceover for the trailer. But like no one in this movie made me feel a fucking damn thing. And it's like, it sucks where it's like, I don't care what happens to that little girl other than the fact that she's a little girl.
Well,
you know what I mean?
to me, I think there was one scene in particular where they really, you could tell this was part of what I think they wanted to do, which is when he's teaching the little girl how to swim.
Yes.
That scene to me was touching because you've got this guy who just wants to fucking be alone. He doesn't want to get involved. And of course, circumstances make him be involved. And he could care fucking less about the girl and her, not her mother, but her caretaker, I guess is the best way to put it.
Her Gene Triplehorn.
Yes, Jean Triplehorn, who refused to do the one nude scene. They had to interview body doubles for her.
She interviewed him herself.
Yeah, she did. She was sitting, and apparently she was sitting right off camera with a blanket like this, ready to rush in and cover her up after they got the like 2 seconds of nudity, her bottom
It's just a little butt. Yeah.
from behind.
Just a little butt.
Just a little butt.
Just a little bottom.
Which I was happy when I realized who the actress was that plays Enola. I was like, oh, they were in Big Love together. Okay,
Yeah, I
that
saw
was a fun
that.
little reunion.
I loved Enola. I thought, even though, again, I'm with you, the acting was kind of lackluster.
I think it was
throughout
really
the whole
bad.
thing.
I mean,
But that one scene where he's teaching her how to swim and there's this bonding moment is really sweet.
I agree with that.
And I think that if they could have leaned into that,
little weird. She didn't know how to swim.
well, and it was spoken. How are you on a planet of water and you don't know how to swim? But it is what it is.
Sure.
It's kind of where they went with that.
Sure. I get why she doesn't know how to swim because they wanted that moment in the movie, and it felt very much like that.
And
it was
it
just
could've-
like it's just bad writing. And
I agree. I think they missed an opportunity to make more of the movie have these meaningful moments, especially like at the and this is spoilery as hell, but if you haven't seen Waterworld by now,
don't.
1994.
right? When the guy shows up at the end in the blimp and the little homemade blimp, and that was a moment that should have been more triumphant. And for me, it was just like, yay.
For me, it was like that's convenient.
Right.
Exactly.
That,
That's what I
that's
thought. I
the
was like,
boat
good
is now
thing-
burned, and now look, the
It's a good
dude
thing
in the
you lit
balloon
your
showed
boat on
up.
fire. He
It's
says,
Grandpa Turtle Blimp just coming into town.
He says it's a good thing you lit your boat on fire because I saw the smoke. It's like, y'all fucking are.
Wouldn't you think
you
that's
spotted
smokers? I'm going to
that.
go the other
Yeah,
way.
I'm about to say you're fighting the smokers.
Y'all spotted that, but you can't find a giant island anywhere on the planet. You managed to spot each other.
Yeah.
So again, suspension of disbelief.
Sure, but there's a lot. I feel like you have to do that. I had to do that a lot. I
It's
struggled.
necessary.
I tried to watch this movie 2 nights, and I was bored to tears. I was so bored watching this movie,
I get that.
and I
could
fell
see
asleep
that.
the first night, and I was like, "Fuck! I gotta try this again." But this is 2 fucking nights ruined. So then I watched.
Costner!
Yeah, which I gotta say, I'll go with the record. I'm not a Costner fan.
I'm not either.
Going into this, I was like,
totally
I don't
listened to that.
know much about him. But after this, it's like, nah. After watching this movie and his performance, and then like hearing the behind the scenes stuff, where it's just like, dude, I get it. You're an actor and you're passionate about this, but I don't know, man. Maybe let the director do his job a little bit.
Yeah,
Right.
He's a Bruce Willis.
Maybe let him do it
Same
a
cloth.
little bit. Just let him
See-
be the director.
I got to tell you, I am a huge Costner fan.
Yeah.
I really like the guy, and I love his movies. For the most part, I'd only seen a couple of his movies that I wasn't terribly fond of, and mostly because of the subject matter.
I haven't seen a lot of
But,
his movies, to be fair.
Have you
Field
ever
of Dreams and
have you ever seen Mr. Brooks?
no.
Fucking see that one. Or give me that. Just watch Mr. Brooks. I think you'll dig it because it's far from like his norm. I'm not gonna tell you anything about it. Just
Okay.
give it a watch if you've got time. No pressure. But I love the guy. I watch Yellowstone like it's my job. If it's on TV, we watch it.
Melissa loves Yellowstone.
Yeah, it's just one of those things about him. I just like the guy. I like his movies. I like the subject matter most of the time of what he does. And again, this whole fantasy world of Waterworld to me was kind of, it really clicked with me.
I think the world's neat.
Yeah.
I'll definitely give you that. I do think the world is neat.
There's
and
potential. There's real
there's
potential.
potential
there.
for this to be a good setting for a tabletop game.
For
I don't
sure.
think this is like a great setting for a movie.
I think that it could have been because it was written as a ripoff of Mad Max.
Mad
2.
Max 2.
Obviously.
That's what I was about to say.
It
This
is
reminds
Mad
me
Max on
of
the water.
Mad Max with Hercules: The Incredible Journey smashed together.
But Nicole is right. I mean, it came from someone writing. Robert Corman was like, I write a Mad Max 2 ripoff, and then someone did that.
I feel like if they would have
Roger
leaned
Corman.
into that, I feel like it could have been
It could have
really
been
good.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're thinking Road Warrior, by the way, is the title of the second Mad Max movie.
Yes.
Is Road Warrior, but yeah, absolutely, and it's so obvious. And again, I think there's a level of corniness in this movie that's not in Road Warrior, right? I mean, it's
Sure.
easier to take the Mad Max franchise more seriously, especially Fury Road. It was meant to be. I mean, it's goofy and it's weird and it's like out there, but at the same time, I take that more seriously than I do sort of the villainy going on in Waterworld because they were literally just cracking jokes and being stupid the whole time.
I don't know, man. I think Matt, like especially Fury Road, like the adversaries in that movie are like so over the top
I
and
think
like
that's
so goofy.
It is, but
There's a dude
in
strapped to
sinister
the
way.
playing a guitar on it's
like
definitely dark. It's
the
definitely dark, but it's
absurdity. You have to lean into the absurdity to like make it work, to make it feel earned. But like this movie
Earn Serbity.
with Waterworld, it's like it felt so flat because they didn't lean into
Yeah.
any angle
Anything.
enough.
They got
couldn't.
close, but not close enough. You're absolutely right.
I feel like it feels like it was ruined where it's like, I don't know if you guys, when you deal with this, you might to some degree, but like I don't know if you've ever heard this term before. In Waterworld, they made a camel. That too many people were involved with different visions, and in design, it's like you make a camel when it's like you present a client with work that you think is good, and they're like, let me shop it around. Let me ask my wife what she thinks about it, and my kid what he thinks about it, my secretary what they think about it, and then we'll let you know what we want based on that.
Yeah.
That's what Waterworld feels like to me, where it's just like so many people were like, I want it this way, I want it this way, I want it this way. And it passed hands from studio to studio to the point where it's like there was no clear vision anymore. No one was like, this is what this movie needs to be. Everyone was just kind of like fighting for what they wanted it to be.
Agreed. And I think at the end of the day, they let Kevin Costner ultimately took over and had the final say in it. And maybe his vision wasn't as strong.
Well, it's
it's
too
not that he
late.
didn't belong
They've been
in
filming
it. But
for so long,
They'd
it
had
was
so
too
much
late.
done. It's like, what do? We just have to roll with what we've got.
And on top of like the atoll being destroyed by a storm, and it's like, I guess we just like dig it up off of the bottom of the ocean, which is what they did, and rebuild it. And it's like, man, it's just like that's a disaster. I mean,
It's
that sucks.
too many inherent challenges already exist with this scope of a project, and then to get into production issues and conflicts of interest and arguments and yeah, it's bound to be what it ultimately is. And then if you're willing to look past it, like I am,
I think you have to.
I do, because for whatever reason, like I said, that movie just really strikes a good chord for me. I'm not apologizing. I'm just saying.
No, you shouldn't.
It is what it is.
I'm glad that you enjoy it.
I never knew this until I was reading up on the movie today. There is like a 3+ hour long director's cut.
Yeah, that's the one that I watched
Is that
because I
really?
didn't know any better. That's what's on fucking Peacock, because I was like, where can I watch this movie?
See, I looked on
I don't
Peacock.
want to subscribe to Peacock, and I was like, 6 months free? All right, I will definitely cancel this before the 6 months. And then I was like, well, if I don't, how much is it? $5? Okay, I can make a $5 mistake if I forget. But that's what they had on Peacock. And I told Nikki, because, she's going to watch it with me. She tried both nights as well, where I was like, fuck, did you know this movie, Waterworld's 3 hours long? And she was like, oh my God. And I was like, I know.
Well, see, it's fucked up.
Here we go. Play.
I went to
Are you enjoying this?
I went to Peacock to find it, and it wasn't showing up for
Mariners
me.
of replicants.
1,000% on Peacock. I would bet.
I don't know how I missed it. I looked for it on Peacock because that's where I saw.
But
I
it's
wanted
3
to see
fucking hours long.
the 3 hour long cut, because apparently they get more into the religion and the reason why the people are the way they are. And
I want to know why the way they are. Whenever it's revealed that he has gills and webbed feet, and the scene, they want him to have sex with the daughter.
Yeah.
At the atoll.
Right.
And then they find out that he has these mutations, and they like flip out and want to kill him.
Right.
And I'm like,
well, he's endangering public safety, I think
I
is
was-
what they're saying.
I was like, he has gills?
Yeah.
You should be lining up all your daughters to screw him so you can have babies
More
with
gills.
gills.
so because you live on a water planet,
Exactly.
That's racism, baby.
we need this.
Yep.
And I do want to say I am like a huge advocate for practical effects, and I feel like all the effects were really, really good, except for his webbed feet. I hated the way they looked.
Yeah.
They looked
It
bad.
was pretty bad. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
But you're right about the practical effects. And like, this is unfortunately one of the last movies like this where it was done with almost all practical effects. I mean, there was some computer stuff, but like for the most part, this is a practical effects movie. And like, the effects are good. I mean, I do think the effects are good.
And I mean, I love too the way that they sort of made his boat sort of the actual hero of the movie, right?
Sure.
And
Yeah,
you
it
see
had more
these-
personality
you
than him.
It really did. And you see these nice, wide, sweeping shots of the boat
Sure.
going through the ocean. And
Yes.
it's like they really put a lot of focus on that boat,
They
and
did.
I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I
kind of
agree.
like they did with the Millennium Falcon
Sure.
and Star Wars and the Enterprise and Star Trek. They want to make this thing sort of a central figure, and then of course when
buy that.
the smokers burn it down, and
It sucks.
It sucks because
Yeah.
God, how long did it take this guy to put this thing together? And
Sure.
he even says at one point, "I have this boat exactly the way I like it. Quit fucking around," because the kid was drawing pictures
Drawing
all
on it.
over it and
Sure.
stuff, But they did such a good job of making that boat a character in the movie because it was super interesting and it was super fun to watch him interact with it. And then when we lose the boat, it's sad.
There are really good shots, like you're saying, of the boat.
Really
yeah.
just beautiful cinematography in this movie. Sometimes it was really close quarters, and you could tell that, like, there's a table with Starbucks coffee off to the side somewhere, and they're trying to keep the shot super tight. So
Sure.
because they don't have everything. It's not.
They
a
don't have
giant
the viewing
room.
angle.
They don't have a great viewing angle like on the atoll. And a lot of those scenes are very tight shots, even though it was a real thing.
Sure.
It was a real place. They
Well-
still kind of kept it too tight for me. I wanted to see more wide sweeping shot
Vast ocean.
of ocean, but that and also in the atoll, the different parts of it. That's, I think that whole set, being especially as expensive and complex as it was, needed more time on screen, and I don't think it got much
No, it
at
didn't.
all. And it's like,
And then it was destroyed.
and then it was destroyed. And then it was a shame because I think there was
I agree with
a
that.
big
It was a shame.
opportunity missed there.
Sure.
I think, reach out to the people like me who watch Star Wars for the space shit. I love the ships and the battles and the things like that.
Yeah.
But you have this massive thing that you built being one of the last truly practical effects based movies to be made.
And this kind of
use it, make as much use out of it as you can. Shoot more of the movie here, But
I liked the action set pieces for the most part. I thought that they used the environment really well because there's the one scene where like the jet skis are like anchored underwater, and then they cut the ropes and they pop out, and then like he's like they lean onto one side of his boat so he can like dodge
the net that's coming. Yeah,
I felt like they did all that stuff really well. I feel like all the technical stuff is really. I feel like the writing is just where.
The writing's just. I mean, the script is just bad. I mean, like it just really, it didn't. The movie didn't hold my attention. Like even when. I don't really like action movies that much. It's pretty rare for me to like really get into an action movie. It has to have some kind of weird gimmick. Like it has to have some kind of weird, like and it has to be a strong element for me to latch on to, because otherwise.
Did you like Hardcore Henry?
I liked Hardcore Henry, and that the gimmick of that is that it's all first person, and that's nonstop action. But like, and usually that element for me is comedy. I love an action movie with strong comedic elements, and Waterworld doesn't have any of that, so it gets really tough for me to like stay engaged, because I would get fatigued during some of the like scenes where shit's just happening, and it's like shit needs to stop happening because like I can't keep up with all the stuff that's happening, and it's like that might be the point. And I'm not saying it's not shot well. It's just not. That's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Like I just and there's so much of that, and it's also like it felt really weird to me where it's like the score for the movie is this like swashbuckling pirate stuff, and it's like, which is fine. I get it. You're sailing. You're in the ocean, but like the visuals of the movie is so like brown and gray and like
it
doom
doesn't match
gloom.
up with that bright.
And then it's like da 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 da, and it's like these like bedraggled people are getting blown up, and it's like this feels like there's some dissonance here.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not this. There was a score I was reading today that the original composer wrote a score for this movie, and Kevin Costner scrapped it.
Oh, really?
Yes, he said it was too ethnic or something, like too. No, it wasn't. It was and it was too like dour.
It's too Jewy. Get rid of it.
It was too dour, and I'd be like,
that seems like it fits.
Kind of like, it would fit better.
Yeah. And I feel like with music, like if it feels out of place, it makes everything feel kind of
disjointed.
Yes.
For sure. Music is so important to me. Like the score is so important to me when I watch a movie, because like that evokes the most emotion from me, and it's like it's so sappy, but like I mean I can hear something before anything happens, like if the score sets that tone, and it just kind of like, I don't know, like my emotions are like, okay, something's about to happen, and like, yeah, I agree with you. If it's not there, if the score isn't there, it's really, really hard for me to connect. Even if the acting's like real good, like on point, which I don't think the acting is very good in this movie. Yeah, although I will say this movie wasn't horrible. I didn't think this was an awful movie.
That's what Josh asked me after I watched it. He got home. He's like, well, and I was like, well, it wasn't good, but it also wasn't so bad it was good.
Yeah.
It kind of falls into that like
it's middle
wasteland in the middle.
It's middle territory for me. It was, because it was like I had problems with it, and I did not like it. But by the time it was all over, it's like, okay. I mean, that was way better than I expected it would be based on what everything is said about it ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely the media at large does a good job of setting the bar low.
For
so
sure.
at least you're not completely disappointed at having wasted, couple of hours or 3 hours to watch it.
I wish that I would have known that the theatrical release was like 2 hours, 15 minutes.
Because it's better in the sense of
there's some things in
getting it over
that
with.
I didn't, because for all I knew, I was just watching the movie. It never occurred to me in my it never would occur to me in my life that there would be an extended cut of Waterworld. But there are a lot of people who love this movie. Like this is like, I mean, like, this is like a bona fide
Well, I was
cult classic.
It is.
I mean,
like, there's the director's cut, and then there's the video game. There's a novelization, and there were like 4 theme park rides. So
and I hear the theme park ride is like, people love it. From what I've heard, like at Universal, like
Yeah.
I've heard it's really good, and that like the show, people like the show so much that it branched outside of the theme park, and they started doing them at other theme parks. So
Well,
it's
when one of the things that came about was the movie, and then at some point it was aired on ABC as like movie of the week type of deal, and
Sure.
that's when they created the extended cut with the footage that had been left out, and then someone went and put together the actual movie with the bonus footage from the TV aired version to make the official extended cut.
I think they call that the Ulysses.
The
cut.
Ulysses cut,
Yeah.
yes. But then they went and said, okay, no, the production, like Universal or somebody went and said, all right, we're going to take the Ulysses cut, only we're going to put the high-res good footage back
Sure.
in.
Which is
And then
cool.
release it on the DVD.
That's really
as
cool.
As an extra bonus feature or whatever. So again, yeah, I mean, apparently there was enough love for it to go that far.
Yeah, totally.
You know,
No,
and-
I mean, I wasn't joking when I said I do think this is a bona fide cult classic. I really do.
It does, and it fits right into that genre for me.
It's just not a movie that I enjoyed. But yes, I get like the things that you're saying. Like, I mean, the technical aspects of it, and Nicole, you mentioned that too. I can definitely respect that.
it was nominated for an Oscar
Was it really?
for sound.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that.
I was scrolling through on IMDb, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
So I was like, what Oscar category?
I
Let
mean,
me
the
check
costumes.
Yeah.
The costumes could have been another nom for me.
I hated them.
Oh, I
I
didn't.
really did. I thought that they
Man,
were.
every time
But
Kevin
Deacon's
Costner was on
his
screen, I
eye
was like,
patch
those are
was
like
goggles
carnival
turned
pants.
Kakashi up to the side.
Yeah, if they were just like weren't. I get it that they're in Waterworld and it's post-apocalyptic, but man, just like a little color. Some of the other, brown is not the only color in the universe. Even like Mad Max is like they spice it up and like they have character. I just didn't. I don't know. It all felt a little too like brown and World War II. It felt like our costumes are two things: brown and World War II.
Watered down, if you will.
A little watered down. Yeah.
I also they were all dirty, and I'm like, just because the water is salt water doesn't mean you can't like wash your
Wash
body.
your body. Yeah. Yeah.
So
They had to spray tan the entire cast.
Oh man!
Every day.
every time, what was her name? Jean Triplehorn. Every time there was a shot of her and like the tan, dirty skin and like this bright white teeth.
well, that's what I noticed. Like, why are Deacon's teeth so good?
Yeah.
So good.
That's a lot of movies are definitely like guilty of that
I
because
felt
that
like-
always stands out
It's
to me. Is
usually-
anytime someone's dirty and like they smile and it's like, oh, okay.
Usually it's some
Brad
like
Pitt, you're a regular guy.
yeah, It'd be some or Victorian England.
Right.
You know, you'll see the hookers in a Jack the Ripper movie with like
Right.
these perfect teeth. I'm like, no, she wouldn't have even had that many teeth, much less that clean.
Melissa was driven most crazy by Jean Triplehorn's hair being in her face the entire movie.
It was
Well,
yes.
he
was- there were a
cut her hair, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. as a punishment for shooting down the airplane that was trying to blow them out of the water.
Piloted by
because-
Jack Black.
Yes. That was
Oh, was
Jack
it really?
Jack
Black.
Black. That's Jack Black. That is Jack Black.
His breakthrough role.
Oh,
No.
wow.
But like it was, I was reading the oral history of Waterworld on
Of Jack
Newsweek,
Black.
and they had 4 actors. Kevin Costner was not one of them. They had 3 actors and the director. And one of the actors was Jack Black, and it was hilarious because I could tell he was not in the room with them while it was going on because they were having conversations, and then Jack Black would be like, "That kicked ass."
Like sound bites.
Yeah,
Almost.
I mean, but it's all written, but it was like it
Yeah.
didn't flow at all. It was just like the writer was like, "Fuck, man, you interviewed Jack Black separately. I guess we'll put that line about the movie kicking ass here."
So So three things. Let's see. So one, despite the fact that he has gills, I like that he still can't synthesize his own vitamin C. So the first thing you see is like the tree with the limes on it.
Right.
I like that. Scurvy still threatens the
The
world.
first thing you see is him peeing.
Oh, he pees,
the
pees
movie
in the Mr.
opens
Coffee,
with him
gets
peeing.
Taster's Choice. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, how does that filter work?
The original script had like an organ, like a kidney inside it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Apparently, the original script was like a movie I'd much rather see because it was like, because they were talking about, yeah, we had to cut all the weird shit out. And I was like,
No.
please don't cut the weird shit out. And it was like,
weird shit.
Deacon was called himself Neptune, and he like sat on like a clamshell throne with a trident,
And that
it's like,
makes
Already
sense
sounds better.
for
Yeah.
his prophecies and all that shit that he was saying. You know, that-
yeah. So I mean, yeah, what I was reading about the original script was like, yeah, but Corman
That's
was like,
Mad Max,
I
yeah.
can't do it because it's going to cost more than $5 million.
Do
and
we-
it was like, I don't know, man, try to do it for $5
It doesn't have to be
million.
real clamshells.
So, do you think that a true to original remake of Waterworld could happen today and be more successful in the public opinion?
You couldn't call it Waterworld.
You think that's just done?
I think that you could.
Really?
Yes.
I
Because
think that's stigma, though.
I think that it's come full circle.
You do. It's been
Yes.
long enough.
Yes. It's been 30 years. I think that people would be interested enough.
Is Kevin Costner involved
No.
at
No.
all?
No,
No.
I think this time it needs to be even on,
Will Smith.
No. Oh God.
What's it? Who's the guy who played in the Mad Max reboot? Bane.
Oh,
Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy's the Mariner. This
He
time
could be
around.
the
That's all he
Mariner.
does.
I could see it. I mean, I thought he was a good Mad Max.
yeah.
Or they fuck up again and make it the Olympian guy. Who's the swimmer? Won all the gold medals. Best swimmer of all
jeez.
time.
Michael Phelps?
Michael
Phelps.
Phelps.
Please no, not Michael
What,
Phelps.
reboot Waterworld 2 starring Michael Phelps as the Mariner.
I
Or Air Bud.
think
Or
because we could get similar, if not the same, effect from modern day
Sure.
computer graphics, the budget wouldn't have to be 180 million. Although today 180 million's nothing.
I'm going to say, I still advocate for practical effects. Practical effects are always better.
They're
You're not
better,
wrong.
but I mean, it's like that that's done. I mean, it's great, but I mean, it's like,
I don't think you could sell a movie studio
I think
on
that
it.
like it's done in the mainstream, but there are still movies that use practical effects. You just have to.
I'm not
look
saying
for 'em.
there's not. I mean, I'm not saying there's not. I'm just saying that it's like, yeah, it's not the mainstream.
that
at Waterworld, it's not going to be an indie flick
Right. I mean, if
indie
you
darling Waterworld.
unless it is the original script and they do it for $5 million. Which again, I'm on board for that. You can shoot it in the backyard and I'd watch it.
I think the balance between practical effects and computer generated, like instead of building the entire atoll from actual steel and being wasteful to that degree, for the big shots is fine. But I think having sets with the practical effects and the boat still needs to be real.
Yeah.
Then yeah, absolutely, I'm with you on that 100%. I just think they could have slashed their budget a lot had they had our technology today back then, and they wouldn't have had to build the fucking thing, and then maybe it would have come together differently.
And another thing is this movie made money.
Oh.
It was the highest grossing film of the year. It didn't make double the budget, which is typically what the
They like that,
Right.
the
yeah.
bar is, but it did. It
But-
made 264 million.
when you include global, because like the world, I think domestic was like 80 something, somewhere in that range. But that was another thing that I was reading that kind of like this movie changed the industry because like after this movie they started looking more at global, where before it was domestic. But yeah, this movie made money. It turned a profit, small profit, but it turned a profit.
Profit is profit.
I mean, right.
I mean,
So it's weird to me that like, until I read that, I was just under the impression that,
That it was-
bomb. They lost a whole bunch of money.
It made $10. That's it.
Hey,
Good. We're in the black.
right.
We're $10 in the black. That means we didn't lose money.
But that's like that was concerning to me. Where it's like, really, I
mean,
just
that's the
thought
same.
that it was.
I think
a
that's
huge
you see
bomb.
that now. Like these movies come out that are total crap, and they make so much money overseas, and that's why they keep making all these
All
total
of those,
crap movies.
right, yeah.
That's why we have so many Transformers movies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure. And that should have stopped before it ever started the way it went. But yeah, no, I think it was fashionable to shit on Waterworld when it came out. I
remember that as
when
a kid.
we went to the theater, we were pumped about this. And I remember going to the theater and I realize it's apples and oranges, but when I went to see, I've got what is it? Thalassophobia, where you're afraid of the water. You're afraid of the big ocean water. Like I don't mind being in a lake or swimming in a pool. Take me out in the ocean. And what freaks me out is what I can't see below me.
A whale fin.
And but watching it on TV or on a movie is great. It's like scratches an itch that I won't ever get in real life. And this did that for me, just like Titanic did.
Yeah.
Watching that, I had almost a fucking panic attack watching that fucking boat sink in Titanic, because it was just so true to life. I realize they've debunked most of it now as to how it actually what happened, but at the time, it was the most historically accurate recreation of the Titanic sinking, and that nearly made me panic. But at the same time, it was what I loved about it, right? And this whole thing of him swimming down and the cities underwater and everything else, it triggered that positive, negative emotion for me.
Sure.
And so going to the theater and seeing all that and just being kind of like, "Huh," the whole time, but also being like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
So I was on the side of why was everyone saying shit about it? And it really was most of the people that were talking trash about it never saw it.
Yeah.
Or didn't go to the theater and see it, and then maybe probably watched it on VHS, a few months later. It's like, oh, it's not that bad, actually, But it was fashionable to shit on that movie because you couldn't read a magazine or watch a TV show that covers pop culture without someone talking about how bad Waterworld was.
Right.
And I think it got bad press right out of the gate and never recovered from it. Now, granted, again, it does have its shortcomings. It's not to say that some of those bad reviews weren't warranted.
Sure.
But I do also think that there was a negative picture painted about it from the outset.
They also didn't help. The production didn't help themselves when they banned the press. And I'm not saying the press should have retaliated, but I think they definitely did.
Probably.
Because they were asking questions about the budget and stuff like that. And they were like, no more press. No more press. No more press. And then the press was like, fuck your movie.
See,
I'm not saying that's how it should work, but I think that's how it worked.
It's a little bit how it worked.
Yeah.
What were the BBs? The BBs in the pie plate, like a timer?
It was a timer that would pull the stuff that he'd collected in the bag back up after a certain amount of time.
Just because he could carry it back up?
I guess there was maybe that, or there was just a limit to how long he could be underwater.
Or when they filmed that scene, it hadn't been written that he had gills yet, is my guess.
It's possible.
That's my guess. I don't know if that's true or not. That's just my guess.
Good.
possible.
That's a good theory. Yep. Because what have I read? There's a tribe of people who have been deep sea divers in Papua New Guinea or something for so long that they have actually taken the next step in evolution toward living in water, where their livers are something like twice the size of normal people, so they can hold their breaths for way longer and have more durable eardrums for deep So Waterworld 2 Electric Boogaloo focuses more on that than gills.
In game.
And are there sea monsters?
Yes.
Because at one point he's like,
they eat one.
You guys hungry? I'll get you a sea monster. Why are there sea monsters?
This is more evolution. This is more.
That's the whale fin.
Maybe that's a whale.
When it flooded the nuclear power plants.
Yeah, the toxic waste got into the water and made
Good question.
three-eyed whales.
Good question.
I think that's just the same faux evolution that we see in Cosner.
At one point, there was you talking about monsters made me think it's almost like it's not on Earth. At one point in the script, they were like, and then you see the second moon. That's not a joke. And then I was like, oh, because it's on another planet? Oh, no, because it was the tides that made the Earth fill with water. So where did the second moon come from? And then the director's like, no, this is about global warming.
Ice caps.
This is not about the second moon.
No, we just got a second
and I'm
moon.
like,
Just
what,
kinda
the
flew-
second moon? Does everyone know about
It
the
just
second moon?
flew in. It just flew in from the side.
It's been perfectly behind our other moon this whole time. We've never seen it.
Yeah. It just sucks, man. Like, I do feel like this movie could have been so much better if the script would have just been done and there weren't the creative disagreements.
Agreed.
I mean, there weren't the natural disasters that just destroyed so much of this. I really do think there's something here. Like, I mean, and that's why I was saying, like, it would make a good, like, book series or like something where you can just imagine this stuff.
Where you could have your own picture of how,
Right.
yeah, and again, that's always superior, right? Because you put that in your own comfort zone for whatever your purposes are.
Yeah, totally.
You know, your own creativity, your own imagination.
It's just a shame.
I could see a
It's just a
remake.
shame.
Honestly, at this point, I would welcome it just to see if it could be done maybe the way it was originally intended to be done. You know? And how would that hit these days?
Oh,
you know?
I would do a big budget version of the original script. Yeah.
The money's out there. Come on, make it.
I would
Make it
watch
happen.
that.
You know, let Kevin Costner be an executive producer. So
Come on,
it doesn't
Elon.
Actually, have to
Nope.
be in it.
Do it.
Nope. Nope. Sorry, man. If his name's attached, I'm out.
Since you watched the long version, because at the end I was fully expecting a like Planet of the Apes reveal moment.
There
and
kind of is.
I read, in the long version, there's like a sign saying that it's Mount Everest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
okay.
a plaque.
Because that's
that
not in the
says it's-
theatrical version.
See,
I do
didn't
remember that being a thing.
Yeah, and it's like revealed with no fanfare. I mean, it's funny you mentioned Planet of the Apes because it's like that's so bombastic. You damn dirty apes, and this is like here's a plaque. And I get that. I mean, maybe they wouldn't know, but I mean, it's just like the reveal is so like bleh, that it's just kind of like, all right, I guess this is why it didn't make it in the theatrical cut.
No, the
feel
mariner
like-
finds a bunch of skeletons covered in like parkas and pickaxes and shit as he's going away.
Right? Yeah.
My assumption the whole time from day one was that it was Mount Everest.
But here's the thing
I just
about it.
assumed that it was. It had to be, right?
If it's Everest, then it's not the only landmass on the planet.
Right.
Right.
And that's
'Cause
it
it's not the
stands to
tallest
reason.
mountain.
It stands to reason that there are more dry land
Yeah.
areas, and this is the biggest one or the only
You'd think
one.
that
the
after
one
hundreds
nearby.
of years, these people would have developed better navigation skills to like, go explore and find
Yeah, well, shit. This is all water. We better figure this out.
You could find
I don't
it.
know, man. Wait for gills? Fuck that. Fuck dudes with gills.
Fuck it, let's just build shit here and live on this.
Jet skis? Jet
no
skis? Yeah,
land.
jet skis. Gills? No. Jet skis? Yes.
Jet skis, they just float. They're just going to be here. They're just around. So if the polar ice caps were to melt, how much water would that be?
About 100 feet.
Okay.
not 7,000.
Yeah, not enough to cover the world.
Okay.
About 100 feet is what I've read.
Okay.
And
So
then
where'd
like,
all this extra water come from?
the second moon leaked.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, there's a lot. You have
Waterworld 2, 100 feet.
you have to
No!
you have to overlook a bunch of stuff.
Yep.
I mean, that's just if you want to enjoy if you care about that, then you have to overlook
Yeah.
it.
You mentioned the bungee cords earlier.
Oh, God, no. I don't want to talk about that scene. It's so no.
I thought that was really, really
Oh,
weird.
what
Really weird.
God, what a they had
And
some,
it was rope.
It was so
I
jarring.
know,
Yeah.
not even bungee. And how is it the perfect length for him to not like dangle 40 feet above? It's so.
Let me hold on. Let me
God
set this up.
damn it.
At the end of the movie, after they've they're towards the end of the movie, they have blown up the Valdez. There is only 3 smokers left, and one of them is the deacon, and he is.
They're all on jet skis.
They're all on the remaining 3 jet skis.
Yeah.
the good guys, Kevin Costner and Enola and Helen are all
The
in
enforcer.
they're all in this blimp. The little flying blimp
Yes.
thing. And Enola falls out. It's like everybody's safe and fine, and oh God, Enola.
She's just sitting on the edge
Just
like you
fucking-
do.
She falls a lot in
off.
this movie.
She does. She really does.
Or gets thrown off of things a lot.
Gets like smacked a bunch too.
She's got bird bones.
Yeah.
They just abuse this poor child.
Yeah.
She falls out, and on her way down, Kevin Costner, the Mariner,
The Mariner, yeah.
decides, oh, I know what to do.
Yeah.
He hands it was like a Looney Tunes moment.
It
Hands,
really-
Yeah,
hands,
was.
It truly is.
hands the end of the rope, ties it around his foot, takes the other end of the rope and says, tie this off, and jumps. And they're
As
like,
he's jumping,
for a
she's
second,
tying
she's
the
still
rope.
holding the rope,
Yeah.
and he's like, tie it off. The other guy's like, tie it off. She's like, oh, okay. She gets it tied just in time for him to drop down.
This is the point where I'm like, is this how real life works?
Yes.
Is this possible? Like, call the Mythbusters.
now-
Can someone jump off a
Now
hot air
listen.
balloon and then a woman tie it? It's is that possible?
Now, let me finish.
Please.
Enola has now landed in the water. The bad guys on the 3 remaining jet skis are coming at her from 3 angles. They're going to just fucking kill her. They're going to get her. And then Kevin bungees down, grabs Enola, pops up just in time for the 3 bad guys to go,
Boing.
uh-oh, and crash and die.
into each other.
Nuclear explosion
It's like-
chasing upward.
The jet skis are filled
Yeah.
with C4 plastic explosive,
Right.
apparently,
Yeah.
because holy crap, the oil tanker explosion was about the same size as these 3 jet skis hitting one another. And of course, you see him flying up because the bungee is so tight and so well tied off that they come almost all the way back up to the blimp.
Yes, they do.
I just needed a slide whistle sound.
Oh man, the other thing is like you talking about them trying to.
Easily the cringiest scene in the fucking movie.
Yes,
Easily.
Yes, and it's the finale.
It's the big moment.
Da, 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 da. Oh man, I don't know, dude. But the thing with like, the other thing is like the girl. The reason they want her, like you said, is because she has a tattoo of the map on her back.
Nobody thought to just copy it.
Copy it, or
When I thought
No, we need her.
kill her. You don't have to keep her alive.
Somebody mentions cutting it off.
Oh,
Yeah, they like.
Well, and then, or they like, that's a stupid idea. Well, there would be no movie if we did that.
I think it's Hopper. It says, or it's either him or the White Snake reject. That's his right hand man.
Right,
But,
yeah.
But it's like we could just cut that part of her back off. And then it's like, what are we, monsters or something? It's like,
Yeah.
you kind of are.
Yeah.
But hey, props for not wanting to, murder a little girl.
What's worse though, kidnapping her or just being like, cut. All right, go on your way. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Yeah.
Or like you said, just copy it.
Well, I
Just
thought
like-
that, and I was like, no. They said that paper was really scarce, and then I was like, wait, they've been drawing on shit this whole time. She's drawing
on the boat.
Whenever he captures her and
Yeah.
takes her to the D's, and he has markers for her.
Yeah,
Where the fuck did those markers come from?
Crayola. The other thing is
They
like,
were in the captain's office with that modern picture of the captain.
And they are
Wall.
fine hundreds of years later. The marker's still good.
You gotta keep the cap on him.
here's the fucking
That's really responsible of you.
here's the fucking monkey's paw, like part of it where it's just like all of that ridiculous shit, but like that tattoo does have the coordinates to Mount Everest on it.
Yeah.
Like it really does. Like it does. They like thought of that, but they like didn't think of all like the practical shit. It's just like
He said at one point, the old man says, I've got this written down. They finally did write it down.
Oh,
And he goes,
Gregor.
and he-
Gregor?
yeah.
That guy, I looked up the actor. He's from Tennessee.
Uh-huh.
That accent that he has in the movie, like every
is
time.
that his real voice?
No.
Oh, okay.
It can't be. It sounds like the guy, the dancing guy in Twin Peaks in the Black Lodge.
Oh, I haven't seen it. But
Somebody
he sounded
will-
to me like a
I just enjoyed that
prospector.
you danced to fully illustrate the dancing
that's
man and what he does. Oh, yeah, okay.
That's what he does.
I just thought they got like the guy who plays every prospector in every movie that warns people that they're doomed.
Well, and that guy's been in
Commence the jiggling.
a lot of shit. A lot of
That's
shit.
why I looked him up because I was
And
like,
I
I don't
think
want to
he
make fun of
passed
this dude's
away.
accent if it's like a real accent.
Yeah.
But no,
I
he's from
forgot
It's a
Tennessee.
voice.
that Dennis Hopper died.
Yeah.
I forgot. I totally forgot. I was just walking around the world thinking that he was alive. And then when I was doing research for this movie, I was like, oh, fuck yeah, he died like 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Long time ago, actually. Yeah.
In the before times.
In the before times. But the guy you're talking about I think he passed away as well, but he's been in a whole bunch of shit. And at some point though, this is after they've kind of escaped, after the bungee scene.
Yeah.
He comes to the Mariner and says, I think these are some kind of navigational system coordinates or whatever. But it just doesn't seem to be, it doesn't make any sense. And the Mariner goes, it's upside down. Problem solved.
Yeah.
This whole time we were going the other way.
Yeah.
They would have gotten there eventually.
Oh. I do like that no one thought of that ever.
He knew, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, it was a whole bunch of me's that didn't see Enola being alone backwards when you guys did. So it was just a bunch of me's. They were like, "What's up, upside down?" No, we don't know.
Yeah.
I think
Alucard, that's a cool name.
I love the movie so much. I don't have a problem making fun of it because I know why it deserves to be made fun of.
But again, like I don't think this is a horrible movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it is fun. It really is fun to make fun of.
It is.
But it is not a horrible movie. It is better than I thought it would be. And that was with me falling asleep during it.
Well, I applaud you giving it a shot. And
We tried real
watching
hard.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
How'd you feel about the game that was based on this movie?
Well, I think we have a format for that.
Yes, we do.
So the box art for Waterworld.
Yeah.
What would you imagine you'd get off that box art?
Well, obviously, it makes no bones about what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You see some stuff on the sea. It's just basically just says Waterworld on the front. There's
Is there water?
the ocean, there's water, and you can see boats and
3
little
smokers
atolls
on 3 jet skis.
in the background, like shadowy things.
Oh, it's Wave Race before N64.
They don't
Perfect.
give you, but I figured it was going to be just another garbage cinematic platformer. Which, to be fair, I mean it had a couple of elements in it that were interesting, but essentially it was the same 3 things over and over again, just harder maybe.
If I wasn't familiar with the movie, then I would have expected this to be some kind of like Cobra Triangle, like some kind of vehicular combat
Okay.
kind of
Yeah,
game where you're on jet skis and you're like shooting at people on other jet skis while trying to complete an obstacle course. That's
Yeah.
what I would have thought this was. But because I know what Waterworld is and that the logo for the movie is the most prominent thing on there, then yeah, I would have expected a shitty movie licensed video game, and that's what this is.
Yeah, I might have thought it was like Echo the Dolphin, but with a dude instead of a dolphin.
Yeah.
Just underwater.
Echo the buddy.
Well, in the diving scenes of the game, the diving parts are kind of Echo the Dolphin.
Yep.
It's split into 3 parts.
It is.
There's
and they're
like
the same 3 things every time.
there's this overworld section where you're driving the boat and you're shooting
Yep.
jet skis and you're trying
It's
to
okay.
protect the atoll. It's like Jungle Strike. If you've ever played Jungle Strike or any of those helicopter flying shoot stuff games, it's like that.
You shoot from the boat that has guns now, because that wasn't a thing in the movie. But you shoot at these jet skis, and sometimes you get speedboats that take more shots, and sometimes you get bigger boats that take even more shots.
Yeah, and you get these big like transport boats.
Ramp boats.
The ramp boats. You get these big boats that just like are carrying jet skis, and like they drop the jet skis off, and they're using those ramp boats that you were saying. Like they'll dock with the atoll, and then like the jet skis will use the ramps to get into the city, and it's like that's all pretty neat. Honestly,
is, and
It's a
I
cool
thought-
effect that however many jet skis jump into the atoll, you have to kill once you get in there.
Well,
that
and
is
also that is neat. And then as the jet skis jump into the atoll, people from the atoll are now ejected to the outside, and you have to save them.
You don't have to.
Well, you don't have to.
Well, I was about to say, I definitely did
because
not.
I did not realize. I was like, "Who's saying help, 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 help?" I'm looking at him like, dude, 3 pixels wide.
it's
I mean,
so
it's just
tiny,
like
you don't know.
what the fuck, man? I'm like trying to do this thing from the Hubble. Like, what? I don't. And then they die.
You're
and it's like,
tasked with it. If the more you save, the more points you get, because at the end of the day, it's all about your points. But you can also, I didn't know this. I accidentally blew up one of the ramp boats.
Oh, I tried to blow them up.
You
I
can do
never
that.
got it.
Yeah, I didn't know you could until I accidentally blew one up. I'm like, well, hey.
That's
So,
helpful.
Did that. And then once you've cleared all the jet skis and speedboats and smokers from the level, it tells you to either go to, there's a compass, and you follow at the top of the screen, and you follow the direction it's pointing to get to your goal. So you're either at the atoll, and after you've cleared it, you go inside and you fight smokers. You just
Hand to hand or gun to gun. It turns into an action platformer.
and it's boring and easy. There's really nothing to it.
It sucks. It's really bad. You are playing as the Mariner who has literally
Are you the Mariner? That was my question
You
about
are.
the game, because you don't really
doesn't look like him.
He's got the pants.
You
That's
don't-
the
you
only
don't
thing.
have
pants?
He's got the striped snake or fish skin pants.
but he has
or
these
whatever.
luscious, flowing
Yeah.
blonde locks. It's almost as if Kevin Costner himself were like, give him a lot of hair. give him a whole bunch of hair.
Make him bald on top, a lot of long blonde hair.
He needs more hair. More hair. More. I have that much, right?
But
Yeah.
all you have to do in this platforming part is find and kill all the smokers on the atoll. And then when you're finished, you can then take before that, you have buoys out in when you cleared the smokers out, you go to a diving buoy, and that lets you dive down
Your
and
bonus stage.
collect treasure,
That's
collect
the Echo the
dirt.
Dolphin.
and you
To
pick
me,
up those
it
things.
gave me I hated this game. And like one of the big reasons I hate it was because of this bonus stage. Because this game is like, if someone, I love Jaws for the NES, and this game is like if someone took Jaws for the NES and were like, let's make this shittier. Let's have a section where you're driving a boat around, and then every now and then you go down in the water and you control a little scuba guy and he collects stuff. That's what they did in this game, but the controls are awful.
Oh yeah.
When you're diving, you don't have a spear gun or anything. You're just trying to dodge
Fish
eels
and eels and shit.
and
The
manta
Echo's
rays.
way better underwater.
Echo's way better. I don't even think Echo's like that great of a game, but like it's light years better
Yep.
than Waterworld. But it's like, and it like dodging isn't fun because first of all you're dodging, and they don't make it fun because it's like. Every time you're playing as the Mariner, you have like literally 3 frames of animation. Like when he's swimming, he's either completely horizontal or he's just or horizontal or completely vertical. And it's like you can't swim vertically. So if you go vertical to dodge something, you just slowly float up. There's no control.
The slowness is bad, and then also the design of the building. That you swim through a building, and some things you can go down through a hole, or you get stuck on a wall, but you can't always tell where you can pass through something. So
And-
it's easy to, and you run out of air.
That's a problem because your gills don't work in this game. Remember the gills from the movie?
yeah,
They
not
don't
a
work,
thing apparently.
motherfucker, because you can run out of air.
That's why I was like, are you the Mariner? Are you not? Are you?
That is actually a really good. That is a really good question.
Some other guy who stole the Mariner's pants.
That's right.
I could understand if
It's his brother
they
with a
had
full head of hair.
I could understand if they had the life bar and it just ticked down if you got hit by a fish
Or
or
just
something.
give me or a timer. It's a goddamn video game.
Yeah.
You have this much time, motherfucker.
Or you
Welcome
see
to
the
video
BBs
games.
dropping down. I don't know.
Ooh, I like the BBs.
See, that's a missed opportunity,
So,
big time.
do you have to make it back up to the top to get
I
credit
have
for your
no
treasure?
idea
Because I never did.
I never
Yeah.
completed this
Yeah.
stage.
Yes. You can go back up to the top at any point and you'll get credit for what you've picked up. You don't have to like pick up everything. It just tallies how much dirt you got and how many like trinkets and stuff that you got. And then after you clear, when you go to the atoll and you kill the smokers, when you're done with that, then you go to the shop.
They're
and you can
really,
buy-
really weird.
yeah.
Out of place. Like the guy running it looks like he's claymation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
And you buy stuff and he's like, thanks.
And if you buy lots of stuff at once, and he goes, thanks every time you hit buy. You can buy repairs for your boat,
Which is
You
all
can
I
buy
did.
A
They
Gatling
said-
gun for
yeah.
your boat, harpoon,
My
better
boat was
weapons.
always damaged.
Oh,
Always.
fuck yeah! It's hard to dodge the damage
Because you're a square. Your
Yeah.
boat's a square. And it's like the jet skis, man, that whole segment it feels awful because it's like bumper cars.
Yeah, it really
It doesn't.
is.
That's what the combat feels like because you're trying to shoot jet skis and they're ramming into you and bouncing off of you, and it's like, just shoot me. There's a big size discrepancy here, and it's not in your favor.
right. But then once you've cleared an atoll, you go back to doing the boat thing. Then you go to the dive thing. Then you go to the atoll, and you do that like 8 times until you finally make it to the Valdez, to the D's. And you do the same kind of thing on the D's, on the Valdez. You hunt and kill smokers, and at the very end of the game, you fight Deacon, which lasts all of about... He just shoots a grenade launcher at you. You hide behind an oil barrel until he's no longer shooting at you, and then you kill him. And that is
Nice.
it. That's all there is to it. It's ridiculously easy game.
I don't think it's that easy. I think like you have to overcome the fact that it's a really boring game. Like
Well,
that's the biggest obstacle.
Yeah.
I played this for an hour and I was like, for the video footage that will run on YouTube for this episode, and it's like, boy, was I keeping my eye on that fucking clock. And it's like, we'll just let this attract mode loop a couple more times while I get a drink of water.
The long play on YouTube is an hour and a half, and that's when I say it's easy. It's just there's nothing to it. There's no real strategy here. This is just do the things that are assigned to you, and you'll probably finish it fairly quickly if you're even likely to stick with it that long, because it does lose. At first, I was like, okay, all right, this is a cool little game. I dig it. Then after having repeated that 3 times, it's like I'm not gonna keep playing this because it's
boring.
I've already done this 3 other times. I'm not gonna do it
Copy
5
paste,
more
copy
times.
paste, copy
Yeah.
paste. There we go. Game.
Sadly,
Ocean. The only people who could develop this Waterworld game.
many
Yeah.
right, exactly.
fitting.
Many missed opportunities here.
It only had a European release. If we didn't get it,
Which I didn't know that.
Which speaks to
Still
its
waiting.
box office
I didn't know
success.
either.
It's
But-
global box office success. Ooh, Waterworld.
yeah, no, it really, yeah, for sure. And it makes sense that Europe got it first because Ocean is British. They're a British company. So, yeah. And then there was a Genesis version that was canceled. There were a bunch of versions that were canceled. Or actually, even better, in my research, I don't know. This is what I found, that they weren't published. And what I infer from that is they were developed, they just weren't published. Which, man, that kind of sucks. Like, I would hate to be on that development team that's like,
Yeah.
hey, guys, you know that game you've been working on? Well, the movie it's based on didn't do so well according to the press, so I'll cancel that game.
Do you have any other questions about this?
Well,
game?
do we have? Let's see. I guess we already know what movie this is like.
Nope.
I'll go first on this one because I cribbed off of Dave from last time. I picked The Postman, starring Kevin Costner, because essentially The Postman is this movie only without oceans. No oceans this time. All the oceans dried up, but it's still the future and it's still post-apocalyptic.
So does Kevin Costner throw a girl on a pile of dirt?
Probably. I've never seen the movie. I started it today.
Oh yeah.
I was after Waterworld
it got
finished.
you in the mood.
Well, no, after Waterworld finished, the Stars app was like, "Well, hey, we're gonna play this movie next," and it starts the little
You're
countdown.
2 moons in The Postman. You're gonna love it.
Right. I let it play. I watched the first half hour of it, and then I turned it off because I actually want to watch it.
Yeah.
I was working, so I couldn't concentrate.
Sure.
So I may just watch it, but I picked that because I felt like it was kind of like, Kevin Costner, post-apocalyptic. He's kind of by himself. Only this time, it's the opposite of the whole planet being covered in water. Now it's the whole planet without water.
Is that really what it is?
Pretty much, yeah.
That's funny.
They're
They're like, well, that didn't work.
Let's go the other way.
Now, again, I haven't seen
it was upside down. We had Waterworld upside down.
I haven't seen it all the way through, so I could be missing a lot of the point. But I do know that there were scenes at the very beginning where there's just where there used to be oceans is now just scorched earth type of deal. So anyway. That was my movie. I didn't really have a good celebrity for this one, and I did not do a Corey Feldman. Before you ask,
Then, are you confused about this format, Nicole?
A little bit, yeah.
Because we usually give a movie or a celebrity to sort of give you an idea of how we felt about this game.
If this
a broad
game,
impression.
were a movie or a celebrity, what would it be?
Okay.
And that spun off into
doesn't
what a Corey
always
Feldman
work.
movie would it also be, just to be cute.
it doesn't always work. I'm here to tell you, but it's good. Go for it.
I chose Donald Gibson, brother of Mel Gibson. He appeared in fine films such as 1989's The Punisher
Ooh.
and Braveheart, and Pocahontas 2, Journey to a New World. I chose him because Mel Gibson starred in Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior, and this movie is like the little brother of Mad Max 2,
Okay.
The Road
Okay.
Warrior.
Okay.
See, I didn't know it was written as a spoof, so my movie was Mad Max. So I thought, this is weird.
I don't.
It wasn't
I think
really a spoof, it was a
is the
ripoff.
wrong word. It's
Rip-off.
more of a we want to
Make a Mad
we want
Max.
this to happen. Yeah. Make Mad Max, not Mad Max.
And so also something that I think is interesting is how is this game like Corey Feldman? This is not my answer, but there is a Corey Feldman connection to Waterworld. And that is the producers of License to Drive, which is a Corey Feldman, Haim movie. They are the ones who picked up the Waterworld script because that movie, License to Drive, was successful, and they were like, "How do we keep this success going?" And then they got involved with Waterworld, and there we go. They didn't.
degrees
That
of
led
Corey
to Corey
Feldman.
Haim's death years later. My Corey Haim movie was Bordello of Blood. Since
Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah.
Bordello of Blood.
Since Bordello of Blood, the whole secret is, that's the next phase of human evolution, the vampire. So like gills, vampirism. Sure, Corey Feldman.
Also, they needed at some point in the 90s to make at least one movie where Dennis Miller gets to run off at the mouth constantly.
The Net.
Besides the net. I forgot about that. I forgot he was in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's allergic to penicillin. in
Did
that
I ever
movie.
tell you about? Did you remember that? I may have mentioned this before. You remember that Dennis Miller used to be a Monday Night Football commentator?
Yeah, Chachi.
Yeah. I actually got to go see the preseason game between the Titans and the Rams. After the Titans-Rams Super Bowl, the next season they played the first preseason game, and I went and saw them play in Nashville, and Dennis Miller was he was still doing Monday Night Football, and I could see him from across the stadium.
I see you, Dennis Miller.
I see you, Dennis Miller. And I
This
thought,
is not going to last long for you, but I see you now.
Your support of Bush is gonna sink this thing real hard.
I thought it was just really fucking cool that I was like sitting at eye level with Dennis Miller from across the stadium in Tennessee.
Notice me, Dennis Miller.
Please see me. Anyway, go ahead.
Is the Waterworld version of Mad Max is it a Wet Walter? Make me a Wet Walter.
Wet Walter.
That's what I want the Mariners name to have been.
Wet Walter.
Wet Walter.
Please. So my actual how is this game like Corey Feldman is, did you guys know that Corey Feldman he played bank robber number 2 in the movie Maverick starring Mel Gibson?
No.
I might
All
have
right.
caught that at one point, but I wouldn't have remembered
A
it.
movie in which Mel Gibson's brother Donald Gibson was also in.
Danny Glover was also one of those robbers, and they meet face to face, and they go, nah. And, thought that was neat.
Also, Vince Gill is in Maverick,
Vince Gill. God.
and the Mariner has gills.
Nice. You're right.
Well
there are too
played,
many
sir.
allegories.
Well
know.
played.
Just saying.
Same continuity.
The Mavericks in the same world as Waterworld. It could be.
Could be.
Cowboy
You're right.
times.
Yeah, you're right.
you know what else Maverick's like?
Would it be great? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, you're not.
But wouldn't it be great at the end of Maverick? They're like,
You were sorry you wouldn't keep
the
doing
credits rolled. I mean, I'm sorry, but this is funny. So like, the credits rolled at the very end. It's like this was in the same universe as Waterworld. And that's it. Black screen.
Oh!
that. Now it makes sense.
What were you saying before? I
Back
just
in
kept going?
Enola's hut, there are dice everywhere.
Oh, it's unimportant.
Oh,
It's unimportant.
That was Jodie Foster's skeleton in that bed.
man.
What are
I want
three?
to watch the commentary of that movie. I'd buy the Waterworld fucking Blu-ray right the fuck now. They're like, there's a weird commentary track where someone thinks that this takes place in the same world as Maverick, and they draw a bunch of conclusions.
It's already been done. They just haven't released it.
Let's do it.
What are three good things you can say about the Waterworld game? I think music is first off.
I put music as
Music's
my
great.
top. The music is actually
The music's really good.
unbelievably good. It is the chillest, most just
You can go to sleep to it.
groovy
Definitely.
music, man. It's great.
If I have a critique of the music, it's not of the music itself. It's that it does not fit
doesn't
the game.
fit, just like the music from the movie didn't fit.
That
with
was the
fucking
goal.
movie.
Yeah.
But it was great music.
It was.
And it sounded good.
Yeah.
You know, I was listening to it through my headset and watching the long play. And I was just kind of grooving.
Yeah.
You know, it just has this really sweet, mellow soundtrack that didn't belong, but I loved it all the same.
It's all this like synth kind of stuff. So it's not like that, like you were mentioning, it's not like the swashbuckling, like high seas adventure music.
Yeah.
It's more of like a synth ambient kind of sprawling songs. I mean, it's just like a collection of those.
The other thing I liked about it, I didn't hate the part where you're the boat and you're shooting the jet skis and stuff. I thought that part was kind of fun.
I thought it controlled really well.
That part controlled well for me. I didn't have a problem.
Out of
with
the
it.
three segments, I think that's the strongest segment.
Yeah.
I do think it's ridiculous that like the boat, you can't turn a boat like that.
Right.
So it's like, because I
Especially
mean,
not a sailboat.
you can do 360s on this boat with 3 holes, and it's like,
And a sail.
And a sail,
It's not
right.
like motorized where you could turn the wheel and go. Yeah,
Right.
No, it's a sailboat.
and I was also like really disappointed because it's like you're in the you're in Waterworld, but it's like you see skyscrapers and shit
Sticking
poking out of the water.
They're everywhere.
I had that written down. If it's underwater, why
Right.
is there? Yeah, there's definitely dry land somewhere.
Well,
if skyscrapers are sticking out,
I like to think someone in an ocean was like, if the polar ice caps melted, how high would the water go? Oh, 100 feet.
100
Okay.
feet, okay.
There we go.
Like they got it fucking right. That's what it should have been.
But there's also like, it was really disappointing to me because like there's this like, on one of the maps, there's this like rock formation that forms like a loop, you know, like the eye of a needle. And it's like, oh, this is gonna be so badass. I'm gonna be able to fucking like get the boat through the loop.
Thank you. Bam, bam, bam.
It looks like you could go through there, but it's just like, no.
It's like Wile E. Coyote
Yeah,
painted
you
it
should
on.
be able to.
Yeah.
I did the exact same thing, like trying to chase a jet ski. Oh, I'm gonna cut that guy off.
That was
Yeah.
truly the moment where I was like, fuck this game. Because it like looks like you should be able, like, if you're
You're Star
like,
Fox in there.
Oh, this could
Yeah.
be so much fun. This game has a nugget of fun in it. And it's like, no, man. And Lucy pulls the fucking football out.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
The guns were appropriately powerful. You could kill a dude in one shot. You don't see that very often.
True.
in the
You didn't have to
game.
like keep shooting him, and it didn't matter which gun you were using. One shot, one kill.
Yeah.
I also kind of liked the barter system thing where you would trade for weapons and
Yeah.
It's neat.
repairs on your boat. I like that they put that in there instead of just making your boat be fixed. You know, I
Yeah.
thought that was kind of cool. But I mean, it was. I'm gonna say I didn't hate this game, but I also didn't like it, and it was kind of a struggle to find really good things about it.
Yeah.
And I honestly think we've covered most of the bad.
Covered
that
a
I
lot of
had.
it, yeah.
I mean, there was just the controls on the platforming stuff was not great. I feel like it was repetitive,
Oh, boring and
Yeah.
repetitive.
short, but it didn't seem short because it was boring and it was just too easy.
And you had to question if you were the main character or not. You don't know who the fuck you are.
right. And the only thing that really, aside from some of the visual cues that you get, you know, you've got the atolls and you've got the boat and you've got what look like smokers, you know, that's kind of badly rendered everything. The very beginning, you can tell they used a lot of, on the title screen, you've got you've got the profile of Kevin Costner and the profile of Dennis Hopper, and they're like, you know,
Right.
looking at each other.
But
And
it's
it's
the
this
Mortal
like,
Kombat versus go in between.
yeah, it's like a strangely
I'd play that
detailed.
fighting game. Yeah, a 1990s like movie fighter. Yes, absolutely.
They need to put that on those guys in Multiversus. I'm just saying. Oh wait, it's
Yes,
Warner
put
Brothers.
Kevin Costner in Multiverses,
As
please, Warner
something.
Brothers, please.
Just
Give me
Kevin
shoe-
Costner,
Just-
not as
no,
a character.
No, just
Right.
Kevin Costner. Like you got LeBron James, you got Kevin
Kevin
Costner.
Costner.
They make a great team.
But it was a surprisingly detailed picture of the two of them for a Super
real.
Nintendo game. It was like, well, I can see I'll put a lot into this. Surprised they didn't put that on the box art. Honestly,
Yeah, really.
That would
Yeah. That would have been a better sell.
slide would have been a much better box art than the actual box
My
art.
guess is that it's easier to hide their likeness in the game
Yeah,
than
'cause
it
they're
is
never
on the
gonna
promotional
see the game.
materials.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
do you think Kevin Costner's ever going to play this game? Not a chance. You gave him all the hair, right? Yeah, then no, we're good.
In fact, probably not many people are going to play this game anyway. So don't worry about it. Just put them in there.
Where did it go wrong?
Oh, I have two more good things.
Oh, okay.
That it was contained to Europe. And that it's not Street Hockey 95.
It's like the plague. It's contained to Europe. I feel like it went wrong and just copy and paste the same shit, the same cycle 3 different times.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Is once I realized this was going to be the same thing over and over, and there's literally one boss fight in the entire game that wasn't rewarding, and yeah, it lost its way for me right at that moment. And I was just like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to fuck with this. I'll watch the video in the background while I work to see how it turns out. But yeah, it was quick. It was quick to fail for me.
So the arch bounce for you, Dave.
I've gone over all the things. Like I've already, but yeah, that was definitely like the straw where it's like, man, fuck this. This game doesn't let you have any fucking fun.
Yeah.
So is this game a you want to buy it, you'll rent it, you hope you get it for your birthday, or pass?
This is a rent. I think this is a one-time, hey, neat, Waterworld. and then you take it back the next day and you're like, yeah, okay. If I got this for my birthday and then it turned out to be what it is, I would be upset.
Yeah.
Be like, you wasted your money on this.
Yep. I used to be in a rental once.
I never would have rented it at the time because I hadn't seen the movie, and I was trained at that point where it's like, if it's a movie tie-in game,
It's probably bad.
pass.
Yeah.
Pass
yeah.
unless someone's like, yo, this is good. And then check it out.
That's the rule.
Yeah.
you know.
But I don't know. Ugh. Pass. Yeah, it's a pass for me.
Top 100, bottom 100. Where would this fall for you?
For me, it's in the bottom middle.
Yeah.
Like in that gray area towards the bad, towards the 100 mark.
Yeah.
But not I don't think it's the worst 100. I think it just falls in the meh category.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it.
It's close. If it's not bottom 100, it's close.
Yeah.
Like it's borderline.
Borderline.
Yeah.
Let me play through the rest of the Super Nintendo games, and I'll have a definite answer.
So far for me, this might be the perfectly in the middle game. Like, this is where it all starts to get bad. Flopsy. You want to see what Flopsy has to say?
Would you like to do that, or you want
Yeah,
me to do it?
I'll do
I've
it.
got the book.
I'll do it. I toted that heavy motherfucker all the way over here. I'll read it.
I'm gonna bet 2 stars, and it's a common game.
All right.
I'm gonna give it 1 star uncommon.
Yeah.
Nicole, what do you think that this book, The Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the SNES Library 1991 through 1998 by Pat Contry, courtesy of Mysterious Benefactor, what do you think they rated it out of 5 stars?
I'll say 2 stars.
2 stars?
Yeah.
And if you were to guess how available this game was, would you say that it was rare, uncommon, common?
You said it was only released in Europe. Mm-hmm. So, uncommon. Yeah.
This game was uncommon, and they gave it 2.5 stars.
Oh, higher than we all thought.
Yeah. The reviewer does say that they didn't mind the film.
Okay.
Didn't mind. the
Didn't
film.
mind. Is it okay where to place to review it from?
Fried fish is fine.
Yeah, yeah, right. Glowworms at
Someone
work.
glowworm got right up in that guy's head. Little fried fish is fine. Little Waterworld's okay. I don't mind it.
Achievements? You got any achievements for the game?
I do.
I do as well. Go for it, Ian.
My first achievement of 3. I went with the movie quote achievements again because I love doing that.
Okay, perfect.
And it's easy. I never met a person who couldn't swim before. And to get that, rescue all of the people ejected from the atoll by the smokers.
There you go. Okay.
My second achievement is don't just stand there, kill something. To get that achievement, destroy all the smokers' boats in under 90 seconds with the Mariners tri-hull
Ooh.
boat. Very difficult achievement
Yeah,
to get
that's a
because
rough
they
one.
almost
Yeah,
never
really.
show up. You have to kind of almost sit and wait for them to come to you because they're impossible to find. My final achievement is he doesn't have a home or people to care for. He's not afraid of anything, men least of all. He's fast and strong like a big wind. He can hear 100 miles and see 100 miles underwater. He can hide in the shadow of a noon sun. He can be right behind you and you won't even know it till you're dead. Defeat Deacon.
He uses a rattlesnake as a condom.
Do you drop a flare? Is that how you beat Deacon? Do you drop a flare into his boat?
No, but that should be the way.
Yeah.
You just have to. This would be like a one of those running games, like the Sonic Run, or where
yeah.
you're behind him and you're running and down the boat, and all these smokers are chasing you and throwing shit at you, and it's like the X-wing. You know, you got to get it into that little exhaust port and then jump off the boat, and it blows up.
I bullseye womp rats size at home.
Yeah, my T16 back home. Yeah.
My brain went in my TI-83 at home.
Hell yeah. Drug wars on that motherfucker. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I have a few achievements. The first of which is like the flip side of your first one. For whom the bell atolls. In order to unlock For Whom the Bell Atolls, rescue no hostages in the overhead shooting stage.
Nice.
Who scream help over and over again.
Help. Help.
Yeah.
Help.
Next achievement I have is Skanks for the Mommeries. In order to unlock Skanks for the Mommeries, play this game with Dave Attall. Next achievement I have is Too Soon. In order to unlock Too Soon, get killed by a stingray in an underwater segment, just like Steve Irwin. Next achievement, Cracking Toast Grommet. In order to unlock Cracking Toast Grommet, buy the most expensive item possible from the Wallace and Gromit looking motherfucking shopkeeper.
Nice.
Next achievement I have is Son of a Submariner. In order to unlock Son of a Submariner, actually complete an underwater stage. And the last achievement I have is What a Rip. In order to unlock What a Rip at Game Over, please deposit 40 quarters.
All right.
Nice. I've got 2. Chop Master Scummian. You unlock
Nice.
that by killing all the smokers in a level with just the machete.
Oh, cool.
And then Lock Coal, actually get a bonus for your treasure.
Good achievements.
There we go.
All around. I
All
like
around.
those.
Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
we've had a lot of fun talking about this hat I bought and also Waterworld stuff. If you were to give this game a beard that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of beard would it be?
I'd give it Ares goatee from Xena and Hercules.
Okay. All
And
right.
that this was the level of schlock that you get from Hercules. It had its moments, like Hercules. Like Hercules has his moments.
Sure.
You know, with Aeolus and
Hercules,
stuff.
Hercules.
And, but Ares is still the bad guy. So, Ares' beard.
Okay. Not Ares from Wonder Woman.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, yeah. He's weird looking. Anyway, Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
if you were to give this game a pair of glasses that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of glasses? I mean, maybe it's not weird. It's just you wouldn't expect Ares to look like that. I mean, like, it was just shit on the man.
I would give it Guo's treasure helmet from Final Fantasy VI. In that it doesn't make any fucking sense how 3 men share one old-fashioned diving helmet to breathe when I don't know where that technology's been, where it come from, why it's in such good condition, and then you never see it ever again.
Nope. I thought you were going to say it doesn't make sense where they got a Big Daddy head from in that universe.
They're all connected.
Yeah.
Gone Home, BioShock, and Final Fantasy VI.
Yeah.
See, BioShock is going on under Waterworld.
Yes.
Oh, that's where humanity. That's where it's going
If
on.
you do wait till the end of credits of BioShock, it does say this game took place in the Waterworld universe.
And Maverick. The Waterworld and Maverick universe. The Waterworld / Maverick universe.
Yes. Yeah. The
The
multiverse.
Waterworld Maverick multiverse.
Well, I think that's all we got.
Oh, I have a question for you guys.
Yep.
If you were to buy this game, how much do you think you would pay for it?
I think this would be expensive. I'm going to say,
In dollars, not a British sterling pound.
I'm going to say $65.
65 bucks. All right.
$10.
$10.
I'm gonna go the other
The
direction.
other way. Just flip that map
Very
upside
rarely are we so
divided.
divided, Tyler.
down. What do you think, Nicole? If you were to buy it loose, how much?
I will go somewhere in between and I'll say $50.
$50. Actual retail price of Waterworld for the Super Nintendo loose on average, according to pricecharting.com, is $30.55. Is it worth it?
No.
It's really not for me either. And I collect these things. And that's be a tough pill. Tough one. I'm away
What
with
would
it.
what would you be willing to pay as a collector, given what you know about it? What would you pay for it? As little as possible.
What would I pay, or what do I think is fair? Because those are two different questions.
Both.
I'd probably pay a little more than's fair, but I think fair would be like $8. But I'd do like 12 maybe.
Okay.
But not. I wouldn't enjoy it. It wouldn't be like a fun $12 spit. It would be like I'd have to like in my head be like, you're buying this just to put it in the collection. Just
This is 2 Wendy's number 4s. God.
man, I stopped going to Wendy's because our Wendy's sucks so bad. They kept fucking up our order, and like I know it's annoying Nikki because like she'll mention every now and then she'll be like, "You want to get Wendy's?" and it's like, "Fuck those."
You're talking about the one on South Side.
Yeah, it's awful.
The one by the mall is not much better.
Really?
It's okay, but yeah.
Man, it was such a disappointment because like that was my go-to like burger and fries fast food chain place, and now it's just like no. Every time we go, something's wrong, and it's like, nah, fuck it. Because someone's always disappointed, you know, and it's just like it sucks, man. And like what sucks the most is like if Nikki's order's wrong, or especially if Henry's order's wrong, it's like, man, I'm driving the fuck back out there and I'm gonna fix this problem. If it's mine, it's like, thank God it's mine because I don't have to fucking. I could just eat this wrong
deal
order
with it
and be okay. But it's not like Nikki doesn't have a huge issue with it. Henry does, obviously, because he's 7. But man, it just fucking rubs me the wrong way when like their orders are fucked up. It's always just like, oh, motherfuckers.
Yep. All my family all pretty much wants everything plain. So it's very easy for them to like, oh, just make it regular. And then,
regular is different from place to place. And that's like me at Culver's.
Yeah,
When they're like, what do you want on it? I'm like, regular. And it came out nothing. Bun and burger.
Butter? Is that what you do?
Right. Man, I was so like, God damn it. I ate it, of course, but I don't know. I got a bad first Culver's experience.
Well, we take a break before we hit Community Corner?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Yep.
Little pee break? All right.
Yeah.
There's more?
There's more. Third.
Oh, yeah. You're locked in, baby. Sorry.
I mean, you're not really. You can go.
You can leave at any time.
I'll stay.
Okay.
All right. Welcome to Community Corner.
Community Corner.
There's your jingle.
There's your jingle.
I love it.
I'm going to isolate that. That's it from now on.
Put some reverb on it.
Yeah. I need that on a soundboard. I can play it anytime. Or it's like, oh no, I'm sorry, boss. I'm feeling sick today. I can't come into work. Beep, 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 beep.
Some Waterworld music, maybe. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah.
Maybe. We don't have any packages, but we do have some calls. And I know, Ian, that we have some important
We have business
business
to tend to today.
Yeah.
I'm excited. This has been a month in the making.
I'm excited for that too. I want to see who won.
Me too.
So we've got a drawing, a Wheel of Fortune style thing set up.
I love the wheel.
The wheel.
We're gonna have video and everything for you guys to see. You will have seen the video before you've heard this, I'm sure.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah. If you're following us where you need to follow us, then hopefully. The first call I've got is from, I believe, Terrified Michelle.
No. What does she ever call? This is
No,
new.
It's a rare event. Here we go.
Brace yourself,
All
Nicole.
right, I need my. I'm getting into Terrified Michelle translation mode. Activate.
Okay, you ready? You good? Okay.
Okay, so to continue on, model cast growth. What's good is airheads. Airheads are really, really good. Like, it's kind of like an alligator, but really soft, so it's basically taffy. But it tastes better than taffy because I don't like taffy. Warheads, obviously amazing, wonderful stuff. Sour Patch Kids might use their nerves on the marriage proposal situation.
Sorry to pause it, but what was she saying about the Sour Patch Kids? Was she pro Sour Patch Kids or anti?
Sounds like she's pro.
Sounds
Sour
like she's
Patch
pro.
Kids.
I thought she said bottle caps.
She started off with
I thought
bottle
she said
caps.
bottle cap throats.
Yeah, I don't want those in your throat. That's a choking hazard.
What do you mean you don't like taffy, Michelle? Taffy.
What about Laffy Taffy?
Laffy Taffy?
That's better than regular taffy, right?
Yeah.
Is Laffy Taffy actually taffy?
I think
Compared
so.
to like saltwater taffy.
I was gonna say it depends on who you ask, probably.
Yeah. Probably not big saltwater taffy.
Don't ask anyone at Tater Day if Laffy Taffy is the same as saltwater taffy.
I'm with her on Airheads. Airheads fucking rule. I love Airheads. Man, Airheads is one of those candies where it's like Henry likes them too. So it's like, man, please don't bring Airheads into the house because it's like I'm gonna eat those Airheads.
I'm that way with Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah.
We bought a 2.5 pound bag of them at Five Below.
It's ridiculous. You can buy the volume of
good
Sour Patch Kids
stuff.
you can buy.
The good stuff, and it was like less than $5, obviously, for a 2.5 pound bag of Sour Patch Kids, and I ate on those for about 3 weeks, and then I realized, holy shit, I ate 2.5 pounds of Sour
3
Patch
weeks
Kids.
though, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
You stretch those out.
Had a jar by the couch, and it was a handful at a time. But yeah,
10 Sour Patch Kids, and I'm fucking sick as a dog.
really,
Oh my
I
God.
could eat them constantly.
I mean, I love them, but man, they will. I just can't.
And I totally shoot that powder down my throat at the end. What's left in the bag is go and get it in there. Oh, it's so awful, and I love it.
I don't do it. I'm with you. I can't do it that way, but I do lick my finger and yeah.
Rub it on your gums.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I'm itching.
Y'all got any more
Sour Patch powder.
Terrified Michelle continues.
Because I do love me a Sour Patch Kid. And then you get on the chocolate candies and told me about wax. There was a lot of candies, but we didn't eat a lot of candies, have a lot of soda growing up as kids. We were only allowed to have Diet Coke on Sundays or when we went out to eat. My grandma took us out to eat on Sundays after church. And then high tea, orange drink flavors. So there were things I discovered through friends, not fruit by the foot, that's the fruit roll-up. No, just that gum that.
I'm pausing for a moment because I gotta catch up.
A whole nother level. But
Fruit by the foot, fruit roll-ups.
she talked about if you bring chocolate candy in, it's a whole new ball of
It
wax.
is.
Oh, okay.
It is.
And then she said, but we didn't grow up with a lot of candy. We only got to have Diet Coke on Sunday when our grandmother would take us out to lunch.
But that's not chocolate.
But that's not chocolate. Thanks. Anyway, I didn't catch the last bit of that. This is
She said fruit gum.
She said,
which I'm
oh,
assuming
fruit
is
gum?
fruit stripes. Gum.
Oh, fruit stripe.
okay.
Do we have thoughts on fruit stripe gum?
It's great, but it only lasts about 5
Yeah,
seconds.
Yeah,
it doesn't
it-
last long enough.
I like that zebra.
It's an orgasm of flavor.
Yeah.
Just, that's all you get.
You gotta take it out of the wrapper real slow. Slow as you possibly can.
Smell it real
It'll
good.
last
before
longer
you-
than 5 seconds.
Fruit stripe gum, a premature flavoration.
Remember when that zebra taught you how to come?
How to
Fruit stripe
edge.
gum.
Zebra taught you how to edge.
Terrified Michelle continues.
Roll. That was like, I tried that, and I was like, I don't know why people like it. And then cotton candy. My parents never got me cotton candy. Somebody bought me cotton candy, and I was like, this isn't good. Or, for raw, it can be soft. And then there were some other things, those big circle suckers that, like, they have in cartoons.
Yeah,
for
lolly.
Kids with those little sailor hats or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care about them. They're fine if you get them small. My friends in junior high were like, let's get the big ones because our parents aren't here. And I'm like, I don't care. So they too got them and then realized pretty quickly that their parents didn't get them because they knew they wouldn't finish them. Because they threw them away. Okay, I think that's all on candy talk. You know I'll call you back if it's not. Love you, bye.
Bye, Michelle.
Bye.
And I'm saying I love you, bye, but really fast.
Oh, okay. She's saying, I love you, bye, but really fast.
Can we do an experiment with the next Michelle call?
Yes, I have one queued up.
And I'm just going to close my eyes.
Okay.
Play for about 5 seconds.
Okay.
And I'm just going to give you whatever I heard.
Oh.
Are
And
you
we'll
guys
just
are you guys
see.
saying that you can't understand her?
Correct.
I'm not having any issues.
Ian's good at it, too.
I'm pretty good at it too, but you got me beat, Nicole, because you're over there nodding your head, and I've
I was
actually
like, yeah, I too have been a middle school girl, so I related to that little comment. So.
We can, there's also
The
Google
zebra
Translate.
made me come. Okay.
Yeah. we can do Google Translate if you
Oh,
want.
yeah. That's also pretty good.
that would be quality podcasting right there.
All right. Next call, which is from Terrified Michelle.
Cinnamon candy, black licorice, disgusting. That's all I can tell you about that. Just disgusting. Red vine's good. The other crap's bad.
All right, Tyler, what'd she say?
I can understand that. I can
Okay.
understand that.
I understood that
I
too.
got that
Okay.
one.
Red
I did
vines.
too.
That wasn't
hate.
gibberish. I was trying to sort through. I got
Yeah.
that one.
I hate red vines.
Really?
Can't
Oh, I
stand
like
them.
red vines.
Red vines and Swedish fish are my
Oh,
least favorite.
yeah, I like
candy.
Swedish fish.
Yeah,
Ooh,
but
wow.
I know Swedish Fish are Dave's
Yeah,
jam.
I like Swedish fish. I don't know, man. I was like a man when I had red vines, and I was like, motherfucker, why didn't anyone introduce this to me as a kid? Because like I thought they were gonna taste like Twizzlers, and Twizzlers are bad.
Black.
See, I
candy.
like red.
It's like
I like red licorice, red Twizzlers.
See it to me, it's like eating an action figure. I don't like
Yeah,
it.
it
But
is.
like red vines is like, oh, fucking candy right here.
And then cinnamon. I don't like black licorice at all.
Yeah.
It actually gives me a headache to just smell it. I
Yeah.
don't like it. But cinnamon. She said cinnamon candy was awful. I disagree. I
yeah.
do like cinnamon candy.
Yeah, red hots.
Red
I like some
Hots
red
are
hots.
awesome.
Hot tamales.
Hot tamales
I
are
do.
good.
The only
Even
cinnamon
those-
candy I love is a hot tamale.
Yeah. Do you like Mike and Ike's as well? The fruit version of.
I like them okay.
Yeah.
They're not as good as hot tamales.
Yeah.
but-
My first band, the Playful Eight, wrote a song about Mike and Ike's.
Really?
Yeah. I also like just those cinnamon discs. Those
Yeah.
old-fashioned
Yeah.
things that your grandma has big bags
Yeah, I
of.
like
yeah,
those
I love
too.
those.
Butterscotch.
Butterscotch
where
is
it's at.
awesome.
We're back to butterscotch.
We were
Butterscotch
raised by old
versus
people,
cinnamon.
so
Yeah.
Yeah, we were. We
Werther's.
learned Werther's, butterscotch, Certs.
Circus peanuts,
There is
Tums.
there is a moment in Undertale where it literally is cinnamon versus butterscotch. So
Just eat them together because that's an awesome combination.
Terrified Michelle continues.
Anything that tastes like wax. Like, I didn't know that Swedish Fish was actually good because it looks like one of those wax candies that tastes like wax. And then I tried a Swedish Fish, and I'm like, oh, shit, this has flavor. It's not just wax. It's not like, for whatever reason, we used to have those little soda bottle candies
Yeah.
that were flavored.
That was literal wax. Those were
bottles
literally
were wax.
wax. And I never understood how they could feed that to people, to children.
I used to get in trouble because I would get the wax lips from like, and
Yeah.
I would eat them, and my mom would be like, "Don't eat those," and it's like, what?
What's the purpose of
They're
them?
candy, right? And she's like, "No, yeah, exactly." It's like, then why did I buy these?
Why would I only want to look like I have giant red lips? They're not edible. What?
Also, they had like wax harmonicas too. I remember those. All right, Terrified Michelle continues.
soda, but most of it was flavored in the flavor of wax. And then there was a tiny bit of flavor of other things. But yeah, cinnamon candy, no.
That was actually liquid, right?
There was cola in there.
Yeah. What a weird way! What a weird way to sell candy.
Yeah. What do we do with all this extra wax we have?
Yeah.
Make it into little soda bottles. Put a droplet of cola in it.
Man, can you imagine being the wax factory and being like, fuck, what do we do with all this wax?
We've made all the celebrities. Now what?
Are there, hey, a weird idea. Are there any sodas in the soda machine?
One.
Watch this.
Oh, okay.
Terrified Michelle continues.
I don't know. I want my candy to be either sour or sweet. I don't want it to be spicy. No? My other food, my savory food is spicy, but not I don't know. It's like I can't mix chocolate and mint. Everybody likes those Andes mints. I don't like those Andes mints. They're disgusting. Chocolate.
I'm pausing.
Disagree. I love Andes mints.
We're talking about Andes mints. Okay.
She says, I don't know why
did not
people
get that
like
at all.
them.
Yeah, that was lost to me too.
I don't like Andes mints
I
either.
love them.
Oh, I love them. Yeah.
So good.
I love them. Melissa really loves them. I'll go buy the full sticks or whatever at the dollar store. They're
Yeah.
like 5 of them put together.
Oh wow, they sell them like that.
Yeah.
Like
Gonna
long
go to
Kit
the
Kat?
dollar
It's a
store
long,
tonight.
like a Kit Kat
Wow.
with Andes mints. They're like 5.
That's cool. I used to eat a bunch of them when I worked at Olive Garden in high school.
Let's go to the
Oh,
bowl.
that
You
was-
could just
yeah.
you could just go to the bowl and grab a handful.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're not paying them enough to worry about that.
They're 6 months old. You know?
Right? He loves them.
At least somebody's
Look
eating
at him
them.
go.
I saw a 5-year-old throw his away earlier.
Is that the salty garlic boy? Yeah.
That's him. Terrified Michelle continues.
It's sacred. Certain things go in it. For me, mint is not one of them. Peanut butter, yes. Oranges, no. Strawberries,
Oh.
yes.
No. Pause.
Peanut butter skull. That's what I heard.
No, she's saying
what
certain
mixes
things
with-
don't go with chocolate.
Right.
Yeah.
Mint and chocolate absolutely
That's
go
perfect.
together for me.
Chocolate. So it's not just Andes mints.
See,
you
I
don't
know
like
Josh
mint
feels the
and
exact
chocolate.
same way. Mint is for toothpaste only.
Yeah, and chewing gum.
And chewing gum
Yeah.
or peppermints or something. But I do like mint and chocolate. Like thin
Really?
mint.
No mint, nothing. Like no, like it's like not like as like a little garnish. Like,
No.
Whoa.
See, I don't-
What about ginger? Are you okay with ginger?
I am not a huge fan of
no
ginger.
wonder you don't like diet.
Yeah. This is yeah.
I had made food tonight and put ginger in it, but
Yeah.
I'm very light. Very
Threw
light.
it right away.
Blah.
Why did I do this?
Made it and then put it down the disposal. I like chocolate
Well,
and mint.
another dinner ruined by ginger.
I don't know why I keep putting it in here. The ingredients alone cost $25. Yet here I go with the ginger, ruining my dinner once again. She mentioned orange and chocolate.
I love
and
that.
Can't do that.
Oh, I love
hate
orange and chocolate.
That combination.
Oh,
I do love a raspberry and chocolate.
Yeah, it's good
But
too.
orange and chocolate to me are just like it's repulsive. I can't stand.
I'm good with
that
all the
flavor.
above.
So
Yeah,
do you
same.
do you get the Russell Stover's box and you flip up the chart and you're like, you don't eat
Yes.
the orange ones? I
No,
like the orange ones.
no. I look at the chart, and I'm the reason they invented the chart
Yeah.
because I destroyed many candies that I didn't want, looking for that caramel. That's all I wanted was the caramel, and maybe the one with the cookie in it or something. I don't know. But if it had white stuff in it, tossed. Grandma'd be like, "What happened to all the chocolates? Did you eat all those?" No, I threw most of them away.
They were full
What
of
do you mean
cum,
you threw-
Grandma. I threw them away.
What do you mean you threw them away?
That's coconut. Well, that one might be cum, but you threw away the coconut one.
Someone brought in chocolate covered pineapple and strawberries today. And that was, I went to town
See,
on
chocolate
that.
covered strawberries I could do. Chocolate covered pineapple doesn't sound good to me.
Raisinets, dog.
Raisinets.
Oh my God,
Raisinets
I
are
love me
good.
some raisinets.
Or a chunky bar that's just peanuts, chocolate, and raisins.
God,
yeah.
those chunkies
I've never had one of those.
Oh, they're good.
Chunkies are amazing. It's S tier candy bar for me. Is a chunky.
Damn.
I pretty much only get them at
shit.
Cracker Barrel.
Is that
Yeah,
right?
you don't see them a lot. They're not as commonplace as they used to be.
The same place where you get little wax bottles for
Yeah,
cola.
they're also not traditionally candy bar shaped. They're just a square. It's just a square like this.
I'm out.
Yeah? Has it got to be like
I'm
a
out.
dick shaped
Weird shapes. Yeah, I'm out. It's got to have a vein.
Square
in it.
isn't weird, is it?
For a candy bar?
Not unless
Yeah.
you think round is funny.
I mean, for a candy bar?
Yeah.
I guess
It's
a
a
Klondike
square
bar.
with 4 sections in it. You can break
Yeah.
off the sections.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
this thick.
Oh, the section's square?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's Rice Krispie treat territory.
Learning a lot about you today. I like
I'd
this.
eat it.
I like
I'd eat it.
this.
It's fine.
It's delicious. You should try it. You'll like it.
French bread pizza?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm down.
Terrified Michelle continues.
It's been a minute. Peanut butter skull.
Peanut butter skull.
Oh, no. You got peanut butter in my skull. You got skull in my peanut butter.
I've been talking about peanut butter skull. What?
I eat so much damn peanut butter that I might actually consider peanut butter skull because it's like I have so much peanut butter, so much, it's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, when you run out of Salem cigarettes, you got to do
I
something,
know, right? Yeah, it's true.
Dave just sitting on the friendship bench, peanut butter jar open, ashing into the peanut butter jar lid with a spoon in the jar. Yeah.
Peanut butter and rice cakes. Man.
Merry and living.
It's good shit.
Peanut butter is the only thing that makes rice cakes palatable.
It's the only way I can eat a banana because I don't like bananas.
man.
But put peanut butter on it and I'll do it.
Peanut butter and banana on a rice cake.
Okay.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm going to do that shit.
Now, I was talking
like a
to-
little pizza, like little banana
Yeah.
slices of the pepperoni.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I was talking to Tanya the
Yeah.
other day about
A
this.
little cinnamon on top of that. On top of that
Oh,
banana.
shit.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I was
man.
talking to Tanya.
Put a little ice cream on top of that. Put a little hot fudge on there.
You got yourself a good rice cake.
There you go.
I'm eating the rice
Maybe
cake.
that's a stew.
It's health food. I was talking to Tanya the other day about this. You know, when I was a kid, I was completely unsupervised, and I frequently ate cookies for breakfast.
Yeah.
Like, not Cookie Crisp. I mean, like actual
Cookies.
Chips Ahoy and milk
At
was
least
my
they were
breakfast.
cooked.
Right. No one ever noticed or said anything or gave a shit. But one of the other things I did discover was peanut butter and banana on graham crackers. And that was my
Okay.
go-to. I still eat that.
That's
if
a
I
Bible
can.
school treat.
I was, it's weird. I associate graham crackers with church.
Yep.
Like I really do.
They're the
That's
wholesome
why they
cracker.
exist because the
Really?
the guy who invented them was big in the Church of Latter-day Saints, so he thought a mild diet would discourage sin.
Oh my God.
So he had a super bland diet, and like the only thing you could eat was graham crackers.
Man. I didn't know that.
I did not know that
Yeah.
either.
That's there's like the cornflake.
Yeah, cornflake.
masturbations.
Yep.
The cornflake masturbations.
Well, it's the cornflakes are to make you not masturbate.
They're so bland.
guy that-
you
the-
don't get excited, so you don't masturbate.
I gotta say that didn't work on me because I love cornflakes, but I also love beating off. So
That's not really how it works.
clip.
The guy that invented cornflakes was a health freak, and he had this like clinic that people would go to, and it.
Doc, you gotta
the
help
big
me. I'm
thing-
jerking off nonstop.
Cornflake graham crackers.
I was gonna get to that point, but I mean, you
I
know,
was joking.
yeah, he actively discouraged masturbation because it was unhealthy, according to him.
Yeah.
He died from a heart attack. There's a great movie about it starring Matthew Broderick as the guy.
Really?
Yeah, you should watch it. It's a good movie.
What's it called?
I'll have to look. I'll tell you. Let me look.
I love me some Matthew Broderick.
Doc, help me! I'm beating off too much. Starring Matthew Broderick.
Was it Godzilla?
No, I take that back. He wasn't the guy. Anthony Hopkins was the guy, but Matthew Broderick was there doing like an article.
was
on
doing
him or something.
was beating him off.
Santana played the theme song.
And he's like, it's fine if I don't do it. Matthew Broderick can do it to me, but I can't do it.
We're married in heaven. He can beat me up. Plays the Godzilla. Burn up, burn up.
Just to be clear, the graham cracker guy and the cornflakes guy, different people.
Different people.
Okay. All right. Would it be weird if it, I mean, I don't know. Weird things have happened, I guess. All right. Terrified Michelle concludes.
Yep, I'm done now. Again, maybe you'll hear me in 5 seconds. But who knows? Bye.
We do have another call from Terrified Michelle. I can't confirm if it was 5 seconds later or not, but here we go.
Okay, so you marry spray cheese, and you fuck spray cheese, and you murder a corn dog, and you kill candy corn. I know that murder and kill is the same thing, but those are your only options. If you disagree, you're wrong.
So candy corn, spray cheese, and corn dog. Berry fuck kill.
Candy corn, spray cheese, and corn dog.
Yep.
Okay.
We answered this, and I don't remember, but I probably said I was going to marry
s-
the spray cheese because I love that shit.
All right, got you. So
So bad for you, but I loved it.
she's referencing one that we've already done.
I think
giving
so,
her
yes.
opinion.
Yep.
Okay. I don't remember my answer.
I'd imagine I murdered candy corn.
I would say murder candy corn's the only way to go on that
Yeah.
one.
Fuck that
Yeah.
can of cheese and
Marry
marry
the
the corn dog. Yeah.
I'm
We're on the
prob-
same page here.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to murder the spray cheese. I don't know if that's what I said originally, but I like candy corn.
Given the mix that Nikki makes, yes,
Yeah.
that's the only way I would eat.
She
candy
makes a
corn.
Halloween
Yeah,
mix,
that's
and it's
good.
like even the candy corn with the peanuts is nice. It's weird because it's like, for whatever reason, the salty candy corn is better than candy corn. I don't know. Takes the edge off.
I'm with you. It was
could
what
see
was
that.
originally called chicken feed
Yeah,
before it was called
yeah,
candy corn.
Yeah,
I could see salt improving candy corn a great deal, but by itself, it's no better to me than those fucking wax bottles.
the
of
wax
Coke, you
bottles.
know?
Oh,
It gets on your teeth, just don't feel like your teeth anymore.
but I do like that feeling. I love the feeling of biting through candy corn.
Oh
Yes,
God, I feel
do.
like I need to immediately.
I can understand a texture appeal.
I do
I don't
love
like
it.
them, but I can get
Because I
that.
mean it. Yeah, I
I
love
want
it.
to spray my teeth with water every time I
Yeah.
eat candy corn, and I eat it knowing how much I hate it.
I also
I don't know why I still eat it from time to time because I'm like, maybe I'll like. Nope, don't like it. Still hate it.
if I'm eating
Candy
like
cuck.
I sit and watch other people
say it
eat
again,
candy
but
corn.
even more hotter than that.
People feed Tanya candy corn while you watch.
Just watch her eat candy corn from some other dude's hand.
I love when I'm eating something like a walnut, for example, and I get the squeak. I feel like, I love that. I love that sensation so much.
That I understand. I don't
You like
mind
cheese
that.
curds? Cheese curds do that a little bit too.
I don't like the taste of cheese curds, but that has been mentioned to me before. Like, and maybe I just haven't had good
Good
cheese
ones. I've only had
curds.
Culver's cheese curds,
Yeah.
so I don't think I've had a good one either.
Dairy Queen makes decent cheese curds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Road to Wellville is the name of the
The
movie.
Road to
The Road
Wellville.
to Wellville.
Is the cornflake.
The cornflake guy.
What year
movie.
was it released? Did you see?
I did, but I don't remember. 1994. I think the same year as Waterworld.
As Waterworld.
So
Hey,
maybe. I don't know. I liked it. It was a silly little movie, but it was kind of a documentary, but more of poking fun at that whole thing because it actually happened.
does it take place in the Waterworld universe?
Absolutely. Well, no, it's more geared towards the Maverick
Oh, okay,
universe.
gotcha.
That's
It's
what
in
made
there.
the global warming situation was the candy corn manufacturer.
We got another call. This looks like it is from Terrified Michelle, but it's the next day, December 4th.
Hi, TADPOG. Okay, so you're talking about QR codes at restaurants. Here's my thing. In LA, anyway, when we do it, you scan it, you go to the menu, and people there's two options depending on the restaurant and how they do it. You either look at the menu, and that's it, and then somebody comes in and takes your order, or you order everything through that app, but then there's a person who still comes in and checks on you, asks you how everything's doing, all that. So for us, for the most part, it's still like a regular restaurant kind of feel, so you still tip them like regular. Yes, tip people at a buffet, only because federal minimum wage for tipped employees is $3 an hour. So basically, the real resolution, which I know you all know, because you're all above, and I'm speaking to the choir, but I'm going to say it anyway, is how about we just get rid of tipped wages and, I don't know, pay them a normal salary.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And that they could live off of, and then we tip people for doing a good job, and not because we need to make sure they have food on their table. I mean, a concept. I might have to be a little bitter guy. A small T-Rex of bitter. That's all. Okay, that's it. Bye, guys. I love you.
Bye.
I love you.
Remember when she was nervous when she called back then?
I do.
And that's why she was terrified, Michelle.
That was, yeah.
I was there when
Times
it was
have changed.
coined.
Yeah, tipping. I wish that was like she said, where it's like you can tip somebody for doing a good job instead of tipping somebody because
they're not making enough
Yeah.
money to live and feed themselves. Yes.
She mentioned that the tipped wage in LA is $3 an hour. Here in Kentucky, it's $2.15.
Yep.
Yikes! I didn't know that. I thought she said federal. I didn't realize
She
that
said federal minimum wage for tipped employees is $3, but Kentucky, you're right, it's $2.15 an hour.
Good Lord!
Now Tanya used to be a server, and then she was a bartender at Rafferty's for the longest time. She made a shitload of money, but that was because people tipped generously. But without that, wouldn't have been worth it.
Why is it
terrible hourly wage? And you have to turn around and claim most of that on your taxes. So you essentially don't make an hourly wage. You just basically use your paycheck to cover your taxes.
I never got a paycheck when I was a server.
Yeah.
Well, it's not only upsetting to me from like the standpoint of the server doesn't make enough money. That's definitely a problem. But it's also one of those where it's like, why should the owner of this restaurant pay?
Not
Why do I, the customer, have to like pay this person's wage that you should do? I don't.
Yeah.
I go to work and I get paid. I don't like go to work and then like ask a dude outside of work if I can have more money, like, and he decides whether or not I worked good. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I don't know.
No, it's
I
bullshit.
agree.
It's
It is
bullshit.
total bullshit. And there's a lot of people out there, especially when the pandemic hit. These people that are servers, they could not survive on any. There was no money. There was no restaurant. It was either closed or there was no one coming in. There was no money happening, and that's abysmal to me. I think it needs to be fixed. Fix it.
I had a hard time tipping for takeout, but I've come around to that because we still take out quite a bit. And I tip now for takeout, but it was like weird to me because it was like, I'm driving, you know, like I'm driving I'm picking it up.
Yeah.
I'm doing this legwork, but now I just round up because I didn't know what to do. I was like, well, there's a spot here for tip. They've got a tip jar out. Clearly they want to be tipped. So I sent a message to Dennis. I was like, what's the deal here? Do I tip? Because like he's the guy I go to when I'm talking about tipping. And he's like, yeah, I usually do. I don't think you have to. And I'm like, okay, well, you do it. I'm going to do it. I'm just going to. So I just round up now to like an even number where it's like if it's, you know, $48, it's like, all right, $50. There you go. Hope that's enough tip. I don't know.
I know they do it differently in every place, but whenever I worked in a restaurant as a server, we did everything for a to-go order that we would normally do. Like we took the order, we make sure all the food was right, we bring it out to you when you come to pick it up. So it's everything that we would do if you were inside, except for like refilling your drinks and taking
Yeah, you
plates.
got
and stuff
it's a
like
one shot per customer as opposed to going back repeatedly.
And so, yeah, in that case, you should definitely be tipped. But because there's like this layer of abstraction, I'm not positive who's getting that money.
Yeah.
There's that where it's like, I don't want to tip. And then the owner's like, thanks.
Yep. That's
Which
also the
happens.
thing, yeah.
Because I don't know. And it's another thing where it's like, I mean, I don't mean any offense by this, but it's like, I wouldn't know that if you hadn't told me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know that. Like I would have just assumed, you know, that it's less work. And because of that, I would feel less inclined to tip. Also, I'm not interacting with a person. Like there's no rapport that's being built up where it feels like I should tip. And that like is, I guess, a long way of me saying that like, man, the fucking employer should really pay them because it's
Absolutely.
like, that's got to be hurting. That has to be hurting servers because I can't be the only one who's like, well, I'm driving 20 minutes here and 20 minutes back and spending my gas. I realize that if I would do that if I were to go to sit down and eat there. But there's this, it feels different.
It is a weird
feels
disconnect that
It's an
doesn't
errand
make
as opposed to
sense.
an event.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's a really good way of putting it. You're right. It is. It's an errand. No. All right. Thank you, Terrified Michelle. Next call. This is from 270.
You don't have to get angry. I'm trying to pay your bill, but the bill is not for me that much. This is Robert 804 Court, and have been trying to pay this bill, my bill.
Gonna beep that out.
15, 20 minutes. And I get to, it always will pop up in here. It's too many zeros. And doing the account number, or it's not going through, or whatever. I need to pay my bill today.
Well, respect Robert trying to pay your bills.
That is my favorite call ever.
Call you back anyway.
Let's call him back.
You pay my bill.
Give a cripple crab a crutch, man.
Let's call him back. See how the bill went.
Pay my bill, get the sugar shits all over your carpet.
Maybe it was the phone bill. That's it.
That's my favorite call ever. I loved that call.
Robert, I loved it too, even though I'm gonna have to do a little bit of work.
Yeah, the muttering at
beeping
the
out
end. I
his-
was like, fucking trying to pay. Can't even. God, I'm trying to give you money. I'm trying to give you money. You ain't gonna answer the phone.
I get it.
I love it.
That's it. That's it for calls.
Good shit.
Good.
Well, make a drawing.
Let's do it.
We're gonna draw a picture.
We're gonna draw.
Gonna draw me like one of your French girls.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Guys,
Well-
let's get Kate Winslet on the podcast.
Should be no problem.
I don't know.
Ask
The
Kevin
reader was
Costner.
kind of weird. I don't know.
Let's see. So, first thing I'm going to do before I get into that is we're going to talk a little bit about our Patreon. And we have so many wonderful donors. They give us money every month to do this. It helps a lot, and we are so grateful for that. And
Oh, yeah.
we do have
Hell
a
yeah.
list. Hell yeah. We do have a list of folks, very generous folks who go above and beyond and donate $20 or more to the cause every single month. And this is, again, keeps us going, and we love this. So I'm going to read that list, and then we're going to have some fun. All right, I'm going to start the list off with Cousin David Gulino, Plinko Nick Price, Cubicle Monkey, Executive Producer Dig Duggy, Cthusiast Jeff Miners, Master Cycle Baron Kevin Link, Bantha Master, Gamebug Prime Nathan Eaton, Usurper Grimm, Matt Gentile aka Gentle G, Princess Consuela Banana Hammock, Flavatrick, Taryn Landon, congratulations on your marriage, Pinball Archmage Chris Edler, we're sorry you couldn't be on this episode, Platinum member Brett Miller, Sandwich Pope Phil Hawkins, Nate from Utah, first time caller, and Drink Smith Joey Webster.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. And now that we're in that Patreon state of mind, I am happy to announce that today, being September the 1st, that means that the August Wizen Sages Big Toy Box Patreon rush has ended. We have our list of entrants. Those are the people that donated a fresh new dollar or increased their current donation by at least $1. They're entered to win prizes.
You told me earlier that no one won. Is that still correct?
We have no entries.
No winners.
Sorry.
Yeah. Maybe,
I thought you were
maybe next month.
I thought you were going to open that Rubik's Cube suddenly and present like a key to the toy box.
A diamond key.
I'm pulling on a Rubik's Cube because I can't solve it.
You're like Hellraiser over there.
We have our list, and I have found this neat little thing called wheelofnames.com.
Wheel of Names. Use TADPOG at the checkout. Get 20% off your next wheel.
Your next wheel. 20% off of free is free.
So
it's
it'll
neat.
definitely work.
I put all the names of our entrants into the this wheel and decorated it up and everything. And we're going to spin that wheel to find our winners. But guys, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to read the list of people that have qualified for the contest. First, and we're going to go down the list here. We got Plinko Nick, Mr. Puzzles, Dane, Cubicle Monkey, Chris Murray, Green Stash, Kana, Jonathan Martinez, Josh Cornley, Bovine Bear, Soul Sister, Yarn Sorceress, Chandra, Victor Hart, Zero Scroll, Fernando Benavides. And Paul
He was
Korn.
impressed by your
He
pronunciation.
was. He loved my pronunciation. I think I didn't read it this time. I think I just pronounced that from memory, so I hope I didn't just fuck it up.
I went home that night and I listened to the ABBA song on the way home.
Did you? Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, Miller sent that to us the next day.
Paul Korn, Michael May, Usurper Grimm, and Sick Jake. All of these people have been entered into the contest to win. We're going to do the drawing now.
Okay.
I'm going to bring up the Tadpog Wheel of Names.
Wheel of Names.
It's going to load my special wheel. As you can see here, Nicole, look here. It's decorated with the Tadpog
It looks
logo.
very nice.
All the names are in here. The wheel is just slowly spinning on its own, and it taps to spin. Tyler, are you filming this for our TikTok?
As soon as you're ready, I will start.
Let's do it. Start it up. We're going to see it right now. And we're spinning our... Wait. Are we spinning for third place first or first place first?
So we got to do third place
Third
first,
place
right?
first. Okay, here
Build to
comes your
that
third place
suspense.
winner. Third place winner is spinning. We're spinning. And it is Bovine Bear.
Bovine
is our
Bear.
third place winner of a pair of Apple Gen 2 AirPod knockoffs from Not At All Shady retailer, Chinese wholesale.
I was worried you were going to say lose a turn.
We're going to remove Bovine Bear.
Bankrupt.
Bankrupt.
Here we go. We're rolling for second place. Ready? I'm watching that. That's the timer, right? Second place winner. Green Stash is our second place
Green
winner.
Stash.
This is a pair of Apple Gen 3 knockoff AirPods. We're going to get those to you. We'll call you and get the information. Or
Nice.
not call you, but I'll tell you how
We
you
can call you if
contact
you
me.
want.
We'll remove that name. And now for the grand prize winner, we are spinning one last time. Here we go. Big grand prize winner coming up. And the grand prize winner is Michael May. You are
Michael
our
May.
grand prize winner of a pair of AirPod Gen 3 knockoffs from Not At All Shady Chinese wholesale retailer dhgate.com. Toys from Wiz and Sage's Toy Box, and an actual copy of Model Land by Nobel Prize
Hell
laureate
yes.
Tyra Banks
From the New York Public Library.
from the New York Public
Come on
Library.
down.
Congratulations, Michael. We're gonna go through and read a couple things here for you, so you can get in touch with us. But here we are. There's our winner, our big winner, Michael May. Congratulations to all of our winners. We've got that video now, and I am going to read a little something. Did y'all make notes as to who just won?
No, but I remember.
I've
It
got
was
a
Bovine Bear.
TikTok of it.
Green Stash. Yeah.
Bovine
we got
Bear
it.
was third place.
got it
Green
today.
Stash was second place, and Michael May. Okay,
Yep.
because I want to read something I have written here. Tadpog's Wiz and Sage Big Toy Box and Fake AirPods Patreon rush for August 2022 was a huge success, in my opinion.
No, most definitely.
Congratulations to our big first prize winner, Michael May. You will receive a set of genuine Apple AirPod Generation 3 knockoffs earbuds from Not At All Shady Chinese wholesaler dhgate.com, a random selection of toys which we will be picking out tonight from Wiz and Sage's Big Toy Box, and a copy of Model Land by a hardback copy
I know.
of Model Land by Pulitzer Prize-winning author and Nobel Prize laureate Tyra Banks, which appears to have been purchased from the New York City
New York City.
Public Library. Our second place winner of a set of genuine Apple AirPod Generation 3 knockoffs from Not At All Shady Chinese wholesaler dhgate.com is Bovine Bear. Yes? No, that was third place.
Third place, Bovine Bear. Second place, Green Stash.
Green Stash was our second place winner. Thank you. I should have written that down before I read this.
You were spinning a wheel.
But no toys from the toy box. Is that, and then we're going to get that out to you. And then last but not least, our third place winner was Bovine Bear, genuine Apple AirPod Generation 2 knockoff from Not At All Shady Chinese wholesale dhgate.com. Now, we've already announced the winners. By this time, we would have already announced the winners on TikTok and in the Discord and on a YouTube channel with the video we just shot. But if you are one of our winners and you don't know it yet, here's your notification. Please join our Discord at bit.ly/tadpogdiscord, or shoot me an email. I have a few email addresses.
Yeah, set those up for you today.
Ian at tadpog.com. That's IAN. That's how my name is spelled, in case you didn't know.
That's a good distinction.
At tadpog.com. Ian at dumpitinerlap.com. Ian at hotbonerdudes.com. And Ian at suicideboys.fun. Email me there. I need your contact information, just your mailing address. We're going to get that sent out to you as soon as we get that from you.
Social security number.
We need that social security number, and preferably
mother's maiden name,
credit card numbers, driver's license number.
Yeah.
Actually, just photocopy your driver's license front and back.
That'd be good.
And send it to me.
Do you have a passport? Be helpful.
Yeah, that would be really helpful.
It's really the only way we can be sure it gets to you.
Yeah, exactly. So reach out to me. We want to get this stuff out. I am going to send it to you as soon as I have your information, I promise. And I would like to speak to all the other people that did not win, or if you didn't enter and you couldn't win and you're sad that you didn't, don't worry. There's still a lot of prizes left in the toy box.
There are. I was worried you were going to gloat there for a minute. But yeah, you turned it around.
And I'm keeping it all. No.
And your money. Fuck you.
And no winners. There were never any AirPods. Same as last month. Any new donation between now and September 30th gets you in to the next drawing. We're only going to have one prize winner this time. We're going to pick out a random assortment of prizes from the toy box. Same deal. Any donation of $1 or more, or an increase of a current new or increased donation, gets you in. We're going to do the same thing next month and send you some toys from the toy box.
They are really impressive.
There's some good stuff.
There is some good stuff.
There's not just toys. There's books. There's comics.
And not Model Land. We only have one copy.
Only one copy of Model Land.
There's only one copy left, baby. It's Waterworld over
the
here.
last copy of Model Land. All the rest of them are in Waterworld, in the library, under 1,000 feet of water. I'd also like to add how grateful I am for the response we had to this contest. Even if you didn't enter or donate, it was cool. Everybody was talking about it. Yeah. It was fun.
It was cool.
Your generous donations keep us going. We love doing the show anyway, but it's really just great and humbling that you're willing to take money out of your own pocket just to give us to keep doing this show. So if you want to donate, you want to be in the contest, it's patreon.com/tadpog. I've had a lot of fun with this contest.
Yeah, I'm glad. I can tell. It's been cool.
Exciting for me and a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to doing it again this month.
Yeah, so, I'm looking forward to see who. I mean, I was looking forward to see who won this month. I'm looking forward to see who wins next month. Yeah, I like this.
Getting more than $1 worth. If you want to donate $1, then you win. You get a lot more than $1 worth of stuff out of this. But in any case, it's been great, guys. Like I said, reach out to me or Dave or Tyler. However, just somehow get me your mailing address so we can get that stuff packed up and shipped out to you. We're going to pick those toys tonight, and I think that'll cover us for August.
Cool. Well, thanks for putting it on.
Yeah, my pleasure. Love it.
How about if in Waterworld 2, they find like a few surviving books, and one of them is Model Land, so they all have to read it, and they start making references to it.
And they make a religion out of it.
Yeah, like they smize and stuff, and wonder about how these people in the old world that were just given things for being beautiful, it's like a whole weird subculture around it.
It's like the Book of Isaac, but for Model Land.
Yes. All right, thanks for listening, everybody. Next week we should be back to Scott Pilgrim.
Do we want to figure out what game we're going to do?
Can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
About next week's game?
Sure.
Or the next time we do a game
episode. Sure.
I don't know why, but have you guys done the Indiana Jones adventures yet?
No, didn't know.
I looked on the site.
SNES game.
The Adventures of Indiana Jones on SNES. It covers the Raiders of the Lost Ark and Last Crusade, and the second one is eluding me. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
I guess I'll have to watch those movies.
They're good.
They're good. They're all good.
I've never seen any of those movies like start to finish, just bits and pieces over all the years and all the conversations.
I know you're also not a huge Harrison Ford
I do not
fan.
like Harrison Ford. No.
There's a lot of Harrison Ford in these movies, pretty much in every scene. So it would be understandable if you don't want to watch them. But I was thinking about those movies today. They've changed the official title of Raiders of the Lost Ark to Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark to match up with the other 4 movies or whatever, that all start with Indiana Jones and the. So I thought that was neat. But that got me thinking about it, and I thought, is there an SNES game for this? I looked. There is.
Yeah.
And I thought, if y'all want to do it, let's do that and give the randomizer another week off.
I'm down for that.
Yeah.
I know I can make it through Indiana Jones movies without falling asleep.
Yeah. And that gives us some stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Other than the game, like
Yeah.
we did today, which I really enjoyed talking about Waterworld today.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So Indiana Jones's Greatest Adventures will be the next game.
Okay. Crystal Skull not included.
not included.
No. It's DLC.
Let's see. So thanks for listening, everybody. Next episode should be Scott Pilgrim, and then next time Indiana Jones, whenever we all can't make it. So, hey, you want to call? You want to send us something? People are sending us stuff. We've got a letter waiting for us somewhere. So you can send that to TADPOG Studios, care of Nicole, Nance, PO Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002. If you want to call us, 270-883-2555. And then you got shirts, shirts.tadpog.com, masks. I don't know if that's even a thing. If that's a thing you want to do, it's out there. Otherwise, hey, we're on Stitcher, YouTube, Spotify, not SoundCloud, all the places. We still need reviews for all these places too, if you would be so kind, especially iTunes. Even though Spotify's making a big play for it, I think iTunes is still the de facto place. So
Apple Podcasts is what it's called now.
Apple
by the way.
Podcasts?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there we go. Our theme song is Moves by Sycamore Drive. Link to that track from the show notes at tadpog.com. How you guys want to close it out?
It's Dennis Hopper.
Perfect. So until next time, Tadpog these nuts.
What do you do?
I had to stop just to hear what you were saying. I was like, what? That's different.
Trouble Cap Course.
Nicole, thank you for being on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Hey.
It was
Talking about
fun.
movies. Well, we've got mystery guest here. Pop by for a second. Looked like he had something to tell us.
Oh, well, thank you. Thanks for having me. Thanks for taking my call. Oh, this is not a call.
No.
I've got a face for radio.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me for my guest. The Aladdin lamp. You remember the Aladdin lamp? Magic
Oh, the
lamp?
genie's lamp
Yeah,
that you rub.
Magic. Yeah, he lost it. Lost his lamp.
Mm-hmm.
So now what does he rub to get Genie back?
I don't know.
Okay. Moving right along. They let me out this morning. I just got an hour left. So I'm lucky to be here. I can't drive an automatic.
I am.
How do you,
We have a track. We have a laugh track for that. It's cool.
Thank you. How do you tell the difference between a male and a female?
Gooters.
Trial and error. My car doesn't have airbags, so I use bean bags. I told you this corny. I was hitchhiking, and 18-wheeler picked me up. And so I opened the door to the cab, and he said, I don't have room. And he's hauling new cars. He had like 10 new cars on the back. He said, get in one of them cars. So I did. And he picked up 9 more people, put them in the cars. And then he was doing 90 miles an hour, and we all got a speeding ticket. Corny. When I bought powdered water, I don't know what to add. You have to eat a lot of vitamins to feel full. My truck gets 24 miles to the gallon. 14 Highway 10 City.
That's what you did there.
And I had a dog. I named it Stay. I'd call him. I'd say, here, Stay. Here, Stay. I never got to pet him. I got a good buy on false teeth. They already had braces. When I go to the dentist, I eat a box of Oreos. That way he has to cancel the next appointment. For pastime, I go to the library and order books they don't have. If you had everything, where would you put it? I really don't know what my wife's been doing, because every time I close a window, I hit somebody's fingers. And I'm not doing too well. I tried acupuncture myself. Yeah, I used an ice pick. I'm lucky to be here. I tried to hang myself. I used bungee cords.
Kevin Cosner, Waterworld.
Hey.
What did one skunk say to the other? He said, so do you. What did the bear say to the skunk? He said, where'd you get that stuff? I asked my wife, I said, would you like to go on vacation? She said, no, our marriage is a vacation. I said, you're my last resort. All right, I got to go, guys. I got to go.
Is that it?
That's it. I got to go catch an 18-wheeler for a ride home. Thank you.
Don't get
Thank
another
you. Thank you
speeding
for having
ticket.
me.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, I got to go. And there's a song, the name of it, it's cheaper to keep her. Yeah.
Don't I know it?
Well, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Be safe.